I tell you, I had some vacation. I try to do something nice, and it always backfires because I work with idiots. I got to tell you.
What did you do?
What?
What did you do that was supposed to be nice?
Well, a friend of ours was very ill. Was sick. So while she was convalescing in bed, she was recuperating.
Yeah.
My wife went to visit her and stuff, and she's laying around. There's not a whole bunch of things to do. So she mentioned she loves when Seinfeld comes on TV. Because when Seinfeld comes on TV, it cheers her up. It's one of her favorite shows.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Not in my face, please.
Ralph tapes Seinfeld, and he has every Seinfeld episode on these 2 video cassettes. So my wife says, I'm going to get these video cassettes. I would like to send them to you. It's every Seinfeld episode, which I thought was nice of my wife. Now, I wasn't even involved. My wife was handling this.
Yes.
Had nothing to do with me. This is my wife's friend, the whole thing. So I get a hold of these Seinfeld cassettes. And because they're Ralph's, I don't want to give away Ralph's tapes. I wanted her to make copies of them. So, in my employ is Ganji. Ganji the retard. Ganji the nitwit.
What did I tell you about
Ganji
him?
who is going nowhere in life fast.
I told you never give him great responsibility.
It's funny. I gave Ganji some dough to work for me because I felt bad for him. He was working for free. But he really is a nitwit. Never checks his work. Doesn't do anything right. You don't do anything right.
I do everything right.
No, you don't. You know what? I got to go back and check.
Right.
He's been doing lots of taping and stuff for me.
Yeah.
And you never checked on it?
I've never checked any of it. How do I know?
Because we've sent it to 1.5 billion people. That's why.
We sent what to 1.5 billion people?
Every dub that we make, we send. Dubs.
No one looks at your work. No one checks your work.
I check my work.
You check it.
Yes.
All right. Well, let me tell you how he checks his work. Okay. Let me continue the story. You tell me if he checks his work. Because the 2 times I've checked his work so far, they've been wrong.
What 2 times was that?
Here's what I ask him to do for a living for me. I pay him to do this. Take a VCR and another VCR and make copies of tapes that I have.
Right.
That's all he does for me. He makes copies of tapes. Can you make copies of tapes?
Yes, if you give me that job, I could do it.
Do you think a 5-year-old can make copies of tapes?
I think if you showed them once, they'd be able to do it.
Now, the only time I have them taping hundreds of things. But the one thing I once checked was I had to make a tape for my parents. I had to make a copy of some of the old movies, the family movies.
Sure.
They got it. It was all black, all blanked out. All right, that was one time.
Your faulty equipment.
Oh, okay. So you check your work. Of course.
I do. Yeah.
So why don't you check your work and find that it was faulty?
Because sometimes, with this problem that we had, and we've already talked about.
Yeah.
The problem that we had was
Let
that
me hear
in the
this.
beginning it was okay, and
The whole tape was blank. The whole tape, Ganji.
The whole tape.
So you just checked the beginning of the tape? Why don't you spot check your work?
Well, because of course.
My parents threw it out. They never even brought it up to me. I asked them how they liked the tape. They told me it was all blank.
Do you want me to sit there and watch 4 hours of tape?
You never.
Do you know what spot check is? You ever hear fast forward?
Of course.
No, he works slow as a turtle. So listen to this. Have this guy making dubs for me. That's his job. No wonder dub and dumb are so close in spelling.
It's just one letter.
Yeah.
So close.
I don't even know why he bothers going through the charade. Why don't you just give my parents a blank tape still in the wrapper? Why do you go through the charade of pretending like you put something on it? So anyway, this woman friend of ours was sick, and she was laying in bed, and Ganji, I asked him to make a copy of the Seinfeld shows. You're going to think I made this story up that I'm telling you, but I'm not making it up. So, because we send out so many tapes and things, whenever I have tape laying around, Ganji takes and tapes over it because, we just send out a tremendous amount of tape. I get a letter from this woman's husband, and he says, look, I'm sending back this tape. Now, this woman's husband has spent 2 years in the priesthood, by the way. 2 years preparing to be a priest and then left and became a husband.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And he says, I'm sending this back. I don't like your idea of a cruel joke.
Oh, no.
Oh, what did he send, Howard?
He sent them a porno movie with nothing on it. And you know what? You want to know something? It's funny. I know everyone's having a good laugh, but I got to tell you something.
No, but he's probably thinking that's a typical Howard Stern.
And it happened. He thought it was like an April Fool's joke or something, like Howard Stern. What a funny guy.
Yeah.
He says he's sending a Seinfeld tape. First of all, I had nothing to do with it. Why he sent me the letter, I don't know. That was the thing that pissed me off. Send it to my wife. She's the yenta who's involved with everybody. But Ganji, what's your story? Tell me what you're up to. Are you up to ruining me?
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to ruin you. That was
all right. Well, at least you're honest.
You know,
The guy enjoyed probably the Chinese enema tape, thanks to you.
Ooh, I can't imagine what he said.
I have it in your bag. And,
You have the tape?
Yeah.
Good.
And it goes, I'll tell you exactly what's on the tape.
Is there any Seinfeld on there?
None.
None.
There's about 5 seconds of like a Letterman show.
Yeah.
And then there's a little snow, and then it goes right to pornography.
I thought I told you not to be stupid, you moron.
Oh.
How could you do that to me?
You never.
And these aren't the kind of people who get the joke. Don't you check your work?
that was a rush job. Yes,
A rush job?
That was a rush job.
I can't tell you how this... So everyone said I should fire Ganji?
Oh, it was one mistake.
Oh, come on. That's a
man.
pretty major mistake.
Oh, it is not.
That's a whopper.
There's people out there
apologize.
now thinking he's a real scum because of you.
Yeah.
We sent 3 tapes. 2 of them were right. One not happened not to tape over.
Oh,
Maybe the tape was loose when we covered the little.
No, you know what I
record
think
hole or
happened?
something.
You know what I happen to think happened here?
What? What happened?
I think you're so addle-brained that you...
No, it has nothing to do with
I think you... What college did you go to?
CW Post.
Okay, I rest my case.
CW post.
All I ask the guys, please make copies. Make copies. God knows you can't screw that up. What would you have me do? Why don't you send a copy of that duty video to my parents? Why don't you just mail it to them
Next on my
directly?
list.
Yeah. Little mistake. So these were the wrong people to make a mistake. Not that I care. We were trying to do something nice. Every time I call up, Baba Booey's got everyone doing something else for him. I said, what is this? Can't he do anything? I give Baba Booey an assignment.
You're the one who's...
Baba Booey's assignment is to open my mail. Now, you don't want 25 people opening your mail because there could be something personal in there, which Gary knows. I could be getting a letter from someone that's, personal. And I said to Gary, you're the guy who's going to be allowed to open my mail. Call up the other day. I find out Gary's got the interns opening up the mail.
Really?
Going through my mail. He's got everyone in the planet going through my mail. My personal mail. See, he doesn't tell me that. He doesn't tell me that.
One day, Kathy opened the mail last week, and you happened to call. That's what happened.
Oh, one day this happened.
One day.
Never happened. On the one day I call, that was the day it happened. You're kidding.
No.
You've never had anyone open your mail before until that one day.
Sporadically,
Or
yes.
sporadically now. Now, it was one day, now it's sporadically. So it happens more than once. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct.
I see.
You are correct, Perry Stern.
Who else looks through my mail? Does Aqualung, the homeless guy, look through it? Does Cope look through Who looks
We
through my mail?
photocopy
Tell
it.
me who photocopies
We
my mail.
photocopy it, we send it around the office.
Yeah, before you photocopy my mail, genius, let me tell you something.
No.
Let me tell you something.
That was a joke.
I
Howard.
want you... No. I don't take anything you say as a joke.
John photocopies your mail. Do you trust Stuttering
John photocopies my mail?
Yes.
Don't ask me that question if I trust him, because now you got to photocopy my mail. No, I trust you. I like you. You got low brain pattern.
Well, I'm too low to work a copy machine.
You are? You're too slow.
stupid.
You're too stupid.
Too stupid.
Yeah, this is the problem. So he's got So now I'm saying, what does he do exactly all day? What does
Nothing.
he do all day?
Nothing.
He comes in here. I see him reading the paper. That he does. He reads the paper better than anyone. In fact, he blocks out everything else. He's able to concentrate on the paper.
I thought this was about Ganji.
Well, you walked in with a dumb smile on your face. I said, this
had a
guy's no
joke,
better.
And you're not going to be the beneficiary.
I don't want to hear your jokes. There's nothing funny about you commenting on people who can't work. I told the both of you not to be stupid. I tell you, I got some staff.
So he gave the job of the mail.
So I call up the other day, and Kathy, God bless her, the woman works hard. I said to her, "What are you doing? Why are you so overworked? What's the trouble?" I needed her to do something. She says, "It's crazy around here." I said, "What's the trouble, Kathy? Tell me the trouble. I'm going to try and solve it for you. I don't want you to be troubled." Well, I got to open the mail, and I said, "Whoa, I said, "What do you mean you're opening the mail?"
Whoa.
I said, "Wait a second. Who's opening the mail there?" I gave Baba Fofo.
What mail are you opening?
She goes, "Well, he's very busy today." I said, Fafafoe is busy? What is he so busy with that he... First of all, I want Fafafoe opening my mail. I don't want now 2 people opening my mail.
And this is a vacation week.
This was my vacation week.
So this is your usual stuff that Gary needs to be doing on a daily basis as
Right.
producer of the show is not even there.
No, well, because, please, he doesn't do anything.
But I'm just saying.
Right, yes.
Maybe there'd be something else you need from him.
His
on a
regular
day.
duties were not even being attended
That's right.
to.
And he couldn't open the mail.
Couldn't open the mail. He was too busy. God knows what he was doing. Well, Wolf, I got best of. Oh, it's all best of. So there's the duty. Don't get overwhelmed.
That's my biggest job.
I don't have mail opening time, Wolf.
Bowie. For Fifi. Floppa Flowly.
Bowie.
Bow high.
Fooey.
I chew open the letters, Wolf.
Papa Farce.
I'll steam them with my breath.
So he couldn't open the mail, so Kathy had to open the mail. And I started yelling because I don't want Kathy opening the mail.
Yeah.
That's not Kathy's job.
Foul up.
But I don't want to be running this. I don't want to play the super cop here. I want someone else to do this.
Don't you have an administrator?
No. No. Gary's supposed. I think I want someone in charge here. Who should be in charge? I can't be Gary. Maybe I'll put Kathy in charge. But I don't know if she has the balls to tell these guys off.
I think she does.
She does?
I don't think she thinks she has the authority.
All right, I am restructuring. Gary and Kathy, come in here now.
New echelon.
I have a whole new program that I am going to. This is like being governor.
Papa Flunky.
Come in here. Where's Kathy?
She's on her way in.
All right, good.
Howard, you have to be the administrator.
No. In my absence. No, again, you don't know anything about running an office.
It comes down to you.
You're the producer of the show, and now I'm about to take powers away from you that you formerly had.
All the powers away.
Your power is now you're going to be stripped of power.
No matter who you give them to,
yes.
Inevitably, you are the final word.
No,
you have
wrong.
To be.
When I say you open the mail,
right.
You mean I every day have to be checked in with to say that you have to open the mail?
No, you don't.
You're telling me that I have to every day remind you that you open the mail?
How could you be the final word when he's always giving away the jobs you give him?
That's all I do.
Kathy, come here. I've decided that you are 100 times more competent.
1,000. Go nuts. Go nuts.
1,000 times more competent than anyone here.
No,
Infinity.
No. Listen carefully, Kathy.
Sideways 8.
Gary, listen carefully because this is the new law around here.
I can't hear.
Kathy, from now on, you are me. Now understand this. What this means. Listen. Understand what this means. No. This is what this means. What you say here in this office is as if it's coming from me.
Okay, that's great.
Now, what does Gary do? What is his duties? What have we decided for him to do?
Gary produces. He makes sure we get lots of good guests.
Right.
And
right.
He controls best of. He's got all the best things in the show.
Best of. He produces whatever. That's a quasi description of what he does.
I go through the mail, listen to all the order tapes, read the articles.
Through the mail. Okay, now, if you ever hear Fafafuni come to you and say, I can't do my job, tell him to go do his job.
Okay.
So he has to stay another hour.
Or prioritize for him. If he's got a couple of jobs to do and he doesn't know which one is more important.
Yeah, when you see steam coming out of his head.
And Kathy, could you do me one more favor?
Yes.
Could you come over my house in the morning and tie my shoes for me? I'm too retarded to tie them.
No, you're going to have to learn to tie your shoes yourself.
In fact, buy me penny loafers.
If you're at the point that you can't tie your shoes, then we can't help you.
Okay, enough of this bickering.
All right, in other words, Kathy, from now on, you know how it's always been sort of uncomfortable where you can't decide if you're Gary's boss or Gary's your boss or what it is? You are his boss. You are everyone's boss here.
I feel a weight lifted off my back.
Good. Kathy now is the senior person at the show.
You mean I can't blame anything that goes wrong on Gary anymore?
No, that's right. I know it's more responsibility. And unfortunately, there's no more money in it either, having all this responsibility. But you are the only competent person here, I've decided. Now, congratulations on your new title and your new responsibilities.
4/11/94 at 9:05. I have relinquished my responsibilities.
Good, because you know what you do anyway. You throw all your work onto other people.
Does that mean Gary's no longer responsible for the interns?
No, Gary was never responsible for the interns.
That's right. Kathy became responsible.
Kathy is responsible. Kathy has slowly taken over everything, so she might as well be his boss. You are now all these people's boss.
What's my new title?
Well, give yourself one.
BAWF.
Both. Good. I like that. Both. You are both.
Too.
You are both.
Gary has to call me both now?
Proxy both.
Kathy, what should I do now, both?
There you go.
Get to work, Gary. What are you doing in the studio fooling around?
Oh, man. And as far as you go, since when don't you know about opening mail? You know that's confidential between me and you. Why would you hand that over to other people?
From time to time, somebody opens it. The mail has gotten so big that it just gets...
Yeah, but Gary, discuss things with me or your new Wolf.
My new Wolf.
Would you mind repeating so I know that you understand this? You really screwed up.
In this instance, no, I don't mind repeating.
I and I alone will open my Wolf's mail.
Will open my Wolf's mail.
No one else.
No one else.
But me, myself, and I.
But me, myself, and I.
Wolf.
Wolf.
Only those 3 people.
I will not assign mail.
I will not assign mail
Opening to other people my Wolf because you Wolf don't want that.
Huh?
I will open letters. Copy them. And be a merry mailman for my Wolf. Forever. I am as dumb as a letter opener. All right, very good.
And it's volatile.
Yeah, well, your boss now is Kathy Tobin. Take it up with her.
Yeah, let's get on a Federal Express plane. I'll be like one of those kooky postal workers.
Yeah, well, she's your Uber Führer, and that's it. All right, very good. All right, and Ganji, congratulations to you on another fine job done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, proving your competence. I got some letter from this guy.
That I can
the
imagine
husband.
was a horrible letter.
It did have a nasty tone.
Yeah, and you know what? My wife was just trying to do something nice, but Ganji ruined it.
Can you blame the guy for being upset?
Yeah, I mean, who wants porno? Besides me.
Dumb question. That's the problem. He sent it to me.
I mean, you know what's more embarrassing? Not only did I get a nasty letter, but Tobin opened it up. So now the whole office has to read it. That's amazing to me, Gary, that I entrusted you with my mail, and you just
threw it away.
Could you carry on some more?
Yeah, I will after the show. Thank you.
Please?
Thank you. I will carry on. I will fulfill your request.
I know you will.
Yes, I will. Thank you. Thank you all.
No, thank
Kathy,
you.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Ganji, I know you don't have much to work with, Kathy, but they're all yours.
Well, I wondered who was in charge of the interns anymore.
Well, now it's all clear. There was obviously some confusion.
Yeah, because that time they called an intern meeting because Gary was losing control of the interns.
Yeah.
I thought he was still in control of the interns.
No, he relinquished that as well.
I see.
He always walks out of those meetings with a big weight lifted off his shoulder. Oh, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Kathy worries about it. So now it's clear. Kathy is Gary's boss.
All right.
All right? Let's see how that works.
So now he cannot give her the mail because she is his Wolf.
Right.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Robin, not only do you not know anything about intern meetings, you don't know anything about dealing with people.
Now,
so that should be the end of the sentence right there.
Now,
I was talking
if you
to
were in charge, and I'm talking to you, if you were in charge of the intern meetings, you'd have a knife in your back.
Howard. That's all.
Now I'm free to read Newsday.
Now go carry your tapes away.
He was hunched over like a monkey.
What'd you say?
Stop.
What'd you say?
He was carrying so many tapes. He was hunched over like a monkey.
Oh, boy. It's like a circus around here.
He's going to come through that door.
He's going to be throwing those tapes.
What did you say that was so bad?
All I said was, now he cannot ask Kathy to do the mail because she's his boss.
Right.
So
No, that's his responsibility. That's his responsibility. Oh. Him and that Ganji making copies.
I'm making copies.
Making copies, Wolf.
Him and Scott are down there loading up.
I mean, if you had a porno movie and you were sitting there making a copy over it, which is cool, I don't mind him being smart and taking tapes and reusing them.
Especially a porno tape.
Right.
I'd make sure something was going on that was erasing whatever was there.
I wish I was that
and
witty.
And that it ran all the way through to the end. You don't want all of a sudden
I told him,
piece of porno
he's supposed to bulk all the tapes. He's supposed to bulk erase them, which I bought him a bulk eraser for, but he doesn't do it. Lazy. So he screwed up in a bunch of areas. So that was my week off, dealing with all the mess. Then I yell at my wife, what are you such a do-gooder for? What? Stop sending tapes.
Don't have a nice impulse.
Yeah, I said, please. Then I get the... First of all, why would a husband write to me?
Because he didn't think your wife would do that.
I had nothing to do with it. It was my wife's tapes. I mean, why am I being written to because of my wife's actions? What am I, her parent?
He probably thought she got her husband to do this, and look at Howard Stern's wacky sense of humor.
Please, yes, me. That's the thing, yeah.
Are you going to continue with this?
Why? What's it to you? Well, get out of here.
Oh.
Hi, what's the matter? Are you uncomfortable with the subject?
Yeah, where is this bulk eraser that I'm supposed to use?
You don't even know where it is, do you?
No.
It is it is in the back room there on a windowsill, plugged in for your use.
And that erases
That erases all the tapes.
That erases tapes.
Yes.
See, I didn't know.
How long you been working in radio? What do you think a bulk eraser is?
I know that it erases audio tape. I don't know.
Well, what do you think audio and videotape is? It demagnetizes the tape. That's all it is. It's magnetic.
But audio tape is metal on a tape.
Yeah.
So
what do you think videotape is?
I don't know. What is videotape?
Well, why don't you look it up in your book?
My college handbook?
Your college book, your CW Post book. You know what happened? And be careful around that bulk eraser because Gary once fell asleep on it. He used it as a pillow. His head rested on it and erased his brains. Stole his whole thoughts.
He's all snow.
That's the thing. You press a red button. You haven't seen
I've
that's what
seen
you're supposed to be using.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't know that was for videotape. I just thought that was for audio.
I should have been more thorough in my description. Your head is resting on it, Ganji. Wait, you're sucking out some of the life out of your brain. I want to ask you, but on the phone, I have a very important man on the phone. Someone I'm proud to call friend, Richard Simmons. Is that you, Richard?
Ah, Jesus. Now I know why I don't stop when I see him.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Andrew there?
Yeah, how you doing, Richie?
Andrew, why are you so snooty?
What are you talking about? Didn't I stop the one time I saw you hanging out?
You stopped one time when you were drinking a Slim Fast.
Yeah. But
okay.
And you gave me the dealer meal.
Dealer meal and everything.
Yeah, but
we only live 2 blocks away. I've seen your girlfriend many times. We chat, we talk. She's very lovely. You've never invited me to your house for dinner. You've never come over. We're neighbors. What kind of a neighbor are you?
Let me tell you.
You told me, Richard, that Dice doesn't even wave to you.
No, let me tell.
Dice has about 7 cars. A green one, a black one.
Yeah, give away my incognito. I'll kill him. Don't tell him what I'm driving.
What?
Don't talk about what I drive.
Every time I see you're in a different car, it's like you steal them, and I don't know where you get them from.
All right.
But you drive in front of my house, you never say hello, you never come in. What kind of a neighbor are you?
Richard.
Well, you know how I feel? I feel, like when I saw him outside, I figured, all right, now I could stop and say hello, he's hanging out.
Right.
But like to ring his bell,
right.
I would feel funny.
I know.
That's why I never did it.
Because I'm not as masculine as you, Andrew? Is that what you're having problems with?
No, I just felt...
It. That's the bottom line.
Do you think it would be bad, Dice, answer my question. Do you think it would be bad for you to be seen going into Richard Simmons' home alone unescorted?
Richard he
respects other people's privacy.
Yeah, that's what... Number one, Richard met my mother.
Shut up, Kenny.
He happened to meet my mother and my sister. Then he met Trini. And then I said, well, when I see him hanging out, I'm going to stop.
I see you on your special. You're singing to Trini. I mean, and you dance her, you kiss her. I'm saying this really is a sensitive guy. Maybe they should come over. I'll make them
Dice, would you like to see Prince of Tides with Richard Simmons?
Howard. Howard, don't you start the Prince of Tides again. And matter of fact, you didn't even buy me a Barbie doll at FAO Schwartz.
Oh, listen to me. Listen to me. Let me tell you something.
Are you telling me when I'm home?
I hate to break the news to you, Richard. Excuse me, Dice. You've said enough this morning.
It's your show.
That's right. I hate to break the news. See, the guy's uptight about being seen walking into your house unescorted.
It hurts.
Yeah, what do you think?
It hurts.
What are you
matter with you? I know exactly what's
Richard,
going on.
You tell me
maybe because I'm not Italian, maybe because I'm not 6'2" with a lot of moose. Maybe I don't know why. But I thought that Andrew, he's a neighbor.
What is the purpose?
What is the go help him.
Stop yelling. What is the purpose?
So you're telling me that it's okay that I could ring your bell?
Absolutely.
All right, then I will, because I just didn't feel,
Hey, tell me what you find in
his house. He's got one of these houses
you and I are both going to be in Howard's movie. We might as well get to know each other.
All right, but, this guy's got, he talks about me with the cars. This guy's got a house.
Yeah.
It's like a
mansion.
Yeah, like Gracie Mansion over there.
It's a Gone with the Wind house.
It's like to drive up and ring the bell.
Gracie was George Burns' wife.
Graceland. It's not Graceland. That's Disgraceland.
He's got the whole pillar thing happening. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, the truth is Dice is grossed out by your tight mini shorts. And is probably nervous walking into the house.
No, I can't.
Richard, get real.
I can't rip Richard apart. He's a nice guy.
Richard's a lovely man.
To say cool, I can't say that, but he's a nice guy.
Why am I not cool?
Well, I don't know you that well yet.
Well, all you have to do is walk 2 blocks, get out of one of your fancy cars,
all right, so
and walk 2 blocks to my house.
All right, do me a favor. Since I'm not home, go check on my cars.
Oh, you think that's funny?
Yeah, I do think it's funny.
Hi, Robin.
Good
It's
morning.
2 blocks away. Walk over, check on him, you know.
Robin, do you
if
know
you're
whose
such a
birthday it
neighbor.
is today?
Yeah, I mean, now.
Robin.
Yes.
Hey, why don't you send, hey, Richard, as a peace offering, why don't you send Dice that stupid new videotape of yours?
Why do you say stupid new videotape?
I mean, you know what I mean.
If your tape crucified by the FCC,
Oh, that was
how
not.
many have you sold?
That was stupid.
How many?
How many did
How
I?
many
How many
have
do
you
you?
sold?
Why would I release that information to you?
Have you sold like 20?
Yes.
Oh, please, come on,
Yes.
that's a hot album.
That's right.
I have it. I'm
Don't
on
be
it.
stupid, you moron.
Howard,
Yeah.
do you know whose birthday it is
Sit up.
today?
Shirley MacLaine.
Sit down. Shut up.
Who is it?
Today is Barbara Streisand's 50th birthday.
I know Dice already told me he's celebrating.
And do you have a song of hers? Because Gary said that in tribute to her
Please,
birthday.
Richard. No offense. I got to get to news. I'm very busy now. I'm not going to play Barbara Streisand.
Oh, wait, Howard, were you too busy when I had to do great quotes in Esquire, Arvia?
By the way, I told you not to do that. I didn't ask you to
I
talk to
make
Esquire.
time for you, Howard. You can't make time to play a Barbara Streisand song. You can't make time to take me to Prince of Tides.
What is
and you
this
took
guy?
me to FAO Schwartz for all of
It's
4
like this
minutes.
is like talking to a woman.
Andrew has a good Barbara Streisand story.
Go ahead, Andrew.
No, well, you know.
As long as it's her
I always
birthday.
talk
Drew, this
about it on
better
this-
not be an ugly story about Barbara. I mean
All
it.
I talk about is the lazy eye. It just gets to me.
What?
You know,
Barbara-
when you're talking to somebody and all of a sudden their eye is like looking at somebody else across the street,
Yeah.
and one eye is looking at you, it's like, you know,
Andrew, that is not nice.
hey, I like the way she sings and she's got a hot little butt.
She's
But, you
a
know,
hot little butt.
but if you're in bed with the chick and all of a sudden the eye goes, you know, what do you do? What's my move?
What's my move?
I didn't call up to get insults about Barbara Streisand.
Well, we
okay?
can't insult Judy Garland. The worms are already eating through her.
Howard.
What? No, listen, let me tell you
Howard,
something. Richard,
that was so
I apologize for
unnecessary.
that. Now, Richard, let me just ask
That's
you
why
something.
he's who he is.
That's what it is.
Howard, that was so unnecessary. I called because it was Barbara's birthday.
It really is her birthday. Nobody even
Today, April
noticed.
24th.
All right, I'll play a song.
She's 50 years old today.
Yay.
I will play a
But
Barbra
believe me,
Streisand
she knows how to twist it around pretty good still. Believe me.
song. What does that mean?
Andrew,
Well, I can't say.
Andrew, don't say that about Barbara.
I mean, what was she doing with Don Johnson? You know what I mean? Getting this young guy, you know.
Andrew,
What?
Andrew, don't say anything.
Did you see
negative
Prince of
about
Tides?
Barbra
All
Streisand.
right, Did you see
I'm
Prince of
sorry.
Tides?
I don't want to have a
There are
feud.
two things you can't talk about.
Did you see
Barbie
Prin-
dolls and Barbra Streisand.
I can't- I
Who
can't
is
get a
she?
word in on my own show.
You know, who is she? She's a
She
singer.
is the most
She's a
creative
singer with a
singer
hook
in the
nose
whole
that got
world.
lucky.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you know why I talk about Barbara like this? Because, you know, when I was doing like the whole Hollywood thing.
Yeah?
You know, a few years ago, I had to go to this Barry Diller party.
Oh, boy.
You know, the guy that tried to blackball me, I'll get into him too.
Well, watch what you
Right?
say. Yes?
I don't care about him.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, so I go
No,
to
I don't
this
mean
party.
watch what you say.
Yeah, it was
I mean-
actually Barry's birthday party.
You don't need Barry Diller to
No,
have a
but listen,
career.
but he invites-
Nobody needs, I don't need Barry Diller.
Nobody needs nobody. You
Right.
hear? So he
I hear
invites
ya.
me to this party. At the party, I met like Neil Diamond, who was very nice with his son, and
Yeah, he's a great guy.
The Humperdinck guy.
Yeah,
you know.
another great guy.
Boy,
No,
what
but
a
I'm saying
party.
these are
What a
people-
party. I'd shoot myself
I
before I went to
applaud
that party.
immediately.
Like I was-
Barry Diller has some great party.
But let
Look
me
who's at the party.
But let me
Humperdinck
explain
and,
something.
Humperdinck
Diamond.
and
No,
Diamond.
no, I'm getting to a point here. So
All right.
at least these people were like, you know, I was new, like in the whole celebrity thing over there with the
Yeah.
whole thing. But,
Andrew, you better not say one thing negative
No, but-
about Barbara.
but let me
Barry,
tell you what-
and
no,
Barry
no.
figured he could make a couple of bucks off you,
No,
so he
but-
let you over his house.
yeah, so, but let me get to the point here.
Yeah.
Now, I got to say this in my
hear ya.
defense with Barbara. So Barbara's at the party,
Right.
and she's like snubbing me. All the
She's
celeb.
shy. She's very
Oh,
shy.
she's shy. Come on. Come on.
shy.
She's not shy to take off her clothes and do a bang scene in a movie.
Right.
Oh, my God. I'm not going to
What
take
was that
this,
squeal,
Andrew.
Richard?
Let me hear that squeal again, Richard.
Andrew, I just don't think that's right. I'm calling about her birthday. Can't you think of a nice story?
All right,
Don't
roses
you
are
want
red,
people to-
violets are blue. Today, Barbara's the day you became you. Okay?
What?
You're happy?
I don't
Today's
get that.
the day she became her.
All right, listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Howard.
I hear you.
Today,
Oh, my
50
God.
years ago, she popped out like she was on the Alaskan bobsledding
Did you see?
team.
Did you
Oh,
see
my
the?
God.
You could crochet with her nose.
Oh, now don't make... Howard. Howard.
Hey, at least I'm a guy.
Call up here for you to insult
The way
her.
her eye goes, it's like on a ping pong table.
Hey, let me
Back
tell you
and
something.
Forth, back and
There
forth.
has never been a more unrealistic movie than Prince of Tides. A guy walks into the office, a psychiatrist is in there in a short mini dress,
Howard.
And with the
Howard,
nails.
I don't want to review.
In 3 minutes, he bangs her. He's healthy again. He goes back home.
Yeah, but remember in Yentl when she showed the guy like she's a chick, like
he threw up.
Look at this mess I got down here.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this haystack I got over here.
Right. It goes right up to her belly button.
I'm not saying she ain't talented, that she shouldn't win an award.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, she's a great producer,
She is a brilliant
director.
singer. She is a brilliant actress.
Yeah,
she is a terrific director, and I just wanted to wish her happy birthday.
Hey, believe me, if I had a chance to get in her drawers, I'd do it.
You would? You would bang Barbra Streisand.
Why not? She's a legend.
Andrew.
I'd grab her by the head, get over here, and I'd give it to her like this.
Richard, let me ask you something.
Hey, you son of a gun.
Andrew.
Come on, give it to me, cugglehead.
All right, listen, Richard. Richard, he wasn't talking
Come on,
to you.
Humintosh ass, let's go.
Howard.
Richard, let me ask you something. If you
It's
had an
Hebrew
opportunity...
National, baby, come on.
Stop it.
Richard, if you had an opportunity to get it on with Barbra Streisand and give her some kugel ass...
Oh, geez.
Oh, my God. Howard, please don't
Would you
talk
give her some
like that.
Humintosh ass? Would you give her some Humintosh ass? Would you give it to her? Would you nail her? Would you nail her to the floor?
I brought the birthday up.
Look at Dice. He has his pants down.
Hey, come on.
Dice, put your pants on. She's not
Come
here.
on. I got to stroke my roll already over this chick.
Hey,
you know, remember the Superman album? How she dressed on that?
Yeah. You like that?
Did I like it? You can't even see her on the cover of it anymore. That's how much I liked it.
Richard, what about you? You profess to be in love with her. If you could give her your kugel.
Howard, please, I don't want you to talk like that.
If you
Please
could
do
give
me a
her your
favor.
bologna, would you give it to her?
Where is the song?
Let me ask you something.
He's like me. He only likes fat chicks.
Do you only like fat chicks like Dice?
I love your show. I really, I tune in his show just to drop one, me.
Wait, let me get this straight. You rent Richard's videotapes? You buy them?
Not the videos. You know that late night, Sunday night porno show he's got with the fat chicks?
You call that a porno show? Why?
Oh, come on. They get me crazy when he makes them laugh. Like, they cry for it, then he cracks them up.
Andrew.
And then their jelly roll shakes?
When they start to jiggle, I just want to fold a couple of those layers of rolls of fat around my...
Please do not say anything like that.
I love that show. I'm your ratings.
He watches it because he wants to roll the fat around his...
All I did
He
was-
loves those women.
He loves the women. You love fat broads, right?
Oh, I love them fat and ugly.
Really?
And that's what he always puts on.
Happy birthday. That's all I wanted
Richard,
to do.
Dice is saying, and he's the first guy to admit he watches your show because it's pornographic. He loves big fat broads.
How can't you? You think you have good-looking chicks on your show. I never see a fat chick on your show.
Right.
You always put on like these shapely little idiots.
You like the big fat ones.
Howard.
You like them dripping over the bed.
Howard.
All right.
Howard.
When they sweat.
Howard.
He likes when they sweat, the big
Howard.
fat ones.
Howard, can I just say something, please?
Sure. Hey, by the way, I think that's pretty nice, Dice endorsing your tape.
I wanted to
Brush the hair on their backs.
I want to say happy
Richard,
birthday,
can I ask you
Barbara.
something? How many rolls... Richard, let me ask you something. How many rolls of fat does someone need to get into one of your videos? Hello?
Oh, you see, look what he
That
does.
was the end of the conversation.
All right, Richard, if you're listening, check on the cars and clean the pool.
All right, I love him. Richard Simmons, everybody.
And there's some garbage bags I didn't take out, so do that for me, too. And when I come home, I'll throw you a 5-spot.
What's with him and the Barbie dolls?
I don't know what that's all about.
Because, I'm smooth in front like a Ken doll.
I don't understand in Hollywood. You got someone like Barbra Streisand. Now she
Wait a
is
second. Hold
talented.
your thought. Hold your thought, because I got to take a break. Dice Clay, Richard Simmons. It's a very exciting show today. We'll be back right after this. As you know, it's time to play back a phony phone call.
Yes, this is part of the Stern Means Business contest.
Yes. We're contest crazy here. Giving away vacation packages to you people just for sending in business cards. Well, yesterday we had a business card from a principal.
School principal.
And we decided to call him, and I acted as a father with a son with Tourette syndrome.
Tourette syndrome is that illness that gives you involuntary movements and makes you say, releases your inhibition so you say what you're thinking.
Yeah, Tourette syndrome is when people, just curse willy-nilly. We were reading about this. It's like the kind of disease where you just be talking and all of a sudden you start screaming out obscenities.
Yeah.
This Tourette syndrome. So I play the father. We called the principal, and the guy fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
All right.
And Freddie, of course, plays my son. Does a very nice
said
job.
this wouldn't work. See there?
Yeah, Freddie goes,
I
oh,
knew
this will
it
never
would.
work. This will never work. The principal will never buy it. This principal bought it hook, line, and sinker.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And Freddie's yelling out all kinds of crap at him, and the principal's just taking it.
People can tell hospitals and nursing homes they don't want to be revived by cardiopulmonary resuscitation, commonly called CPR. For the first time, bracelets will now give those suffering from AIDS, cancer, and other serious illnesses the right to be left alone if their hearts stop at home or while they're walking down the street.
Thank God. These doctors, these ghouls, will keep you alive forever. We got a real problem in this country.
What is that?
These ghouls, they keep you alive forever. You can bet he's... and keep you hooked up to a tube, and they charge you a fortune. They charge the family that has to pay these bills. And so I said to my parents, I see any sign that you guys slip into a coma, that's it. You're gone.
Don't stop breathing for a second.
Yeah, right. If you miss a breath. Because it's too much money to keep these people going, and you know they're going to die anyway. They're not coming back. There's no miracle is going to happen. I mean, you look at some of these bodies laying there in these hospitals with the tubes. You say to yourself, this isn't a person anymore. It's an aquarium. Aquariums have less tubes. There's such rubber tubing attached. Robin, you know you worked in a hospital. You've seen what I'm talking about. You've seen it with your own eyes, for God's sakes.
That's why I've always been for euthanasia.
You know, John Kennedy's still alive in Dallas. They got him hooked up to a machine. His family owes $20 billion in medical fees.
That's where all the Kennedy money is going.
That's where the Kennedys have to get jobs.
So anyway, they have these bracelets now, and if you're wearing one, they won't mess with you. I told you about this a little earlier, but I think it bears repeating. There's a problem with the gay games.
Well, you're hung up on these gay games, Robin.
Well,
that's a goof.
I think that
it's
a big event for New York.
You're the only one covering it. I have not seen one thing anywhere. I don't even know where you get information on the gay games.
From June 18th to June 25th, we're going to have the gay game.
The gay game. What game is that? The 50-yard suck?
And they expect to attract 11,000 athletes.
Oh, my God. 11,000. 11,000 gay guys all... You know where the Olympics take place? Right in the locker room. That's an Olympic. You ever see what gay guys do to each other? That's a sport.
Well, I don't watch people do things.
You've never seen a gay movie?
No.
No?
No.
The real sport is going on in the locker room. Trust me.
Even when they have that on that Channel J or whatever they call it here in Manhattan, I can't watch that. 'Cause
really?
Sometimes you turn it on, and they've got like a guy bent over a table and another guy behind him. I have to flip the channel.
That's as far as I ever got.
Immediately. I can watch they have the gay cooking show. I can watch that.
I love that show.
The guy dressed up in a woman's outfit
Nothing wrong with that.
Some recipe. I can watch that.
That's entertaining.
And I can watch them talk about their show appearances and drag and all of that stuff. But I don't want to see the guy bent over the table.
So when is the gay games again? I might go.
June 18th to the 25th. I think we ought to have some coverage.
Oh, definitely.
I still don't understand how they get 11,000 athletes to the gay games and the regular Olympics, that includes everybody else in the world, doesn't get that much.
Well, there's only one guy who really is the athlete, and then there's 10,999 guys who get behind him.
They chase him.
And they
It's whoever catches him.
Yeah.
It's like a dog race.
Yeah. Suppository race.
Well, they want to have their closing ceremony in Yankee Stadium.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
What's the dates?
I told you the closing ceremony would be on the 25th.
All right, well, get my spacesuit ready.
And now, all of a sudden, Yankee Stadium is saying there may be a scheduling conflict. So some of the gay officials and the organizers are saying this is homophobia.
Yeah, well,
all of a sudden, there's a scheduling conflict because we want to use Yankee Stadium. They say they're worried about the condition of the field.
Yeah,
like, what could we do to the field?
Yeah, oh, come on. You guys are going to be running around in your cleats, lisping? Listen, you got to understand something, gays. I am all for gays. If you got to give the gays whatever they want. Then it's not such a big deal anymore. It shouldn't be a big deal. And you got to accept the gays because anybody, I know I got gay people in my family. You got, everyone knows gay people.
Let me ask you something. You say you have gay people in your family.
Of course I do.
Do you
I'm not going to out them.
Do they act the same way that straight people do in your home?
No. No.
Why?
But they're sitting there with their arms around guys.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do they, because if you
Are they demonstrative?
sat down next to your wife, you might touch her hand or put your arm around her. You might even give her a kiss.
Rarely happens. In front of other people, I never show affection.
You have. I've seen you.
Very rarely.
I have seen you do it.
Oh.
So I'm just asking you, do your gay relatives, can they bring their life mates over?
Yes, absolutely.
And do they sit on each other's laps?
Yes.
And they kiss?
Kiss.
Everything right in front of everybody.
They pull each other's pants down.
Oh, stop it.
They go way too far. Society always needs someone to pick on. You can't pick on the blacks anymore. They've gotten way too crazy. They don't allow it. And you just can't. Even the Puerto Ricans, you can't.
Are getting feisty.
Used to be in the old days, you would pick on the blacks and the Puerto Ricans.
Or if you were out somewhere else, it was the Asians or something.
Or the Jews.
Whatever you had.
You could always count on the Jews for being a scapegoat. But now everyone is so empowered. Even blacks are empowered.
You keep saying even blacks.
Even the blacks, Robin, and I mean it. That now all that's left is the gays. So all we got left to pick on. After that, it's going to be so boring.
Who's left? What group do you find after the gays?
What are you, Fred?
Towelhead.
Towelhead. You can't even say Indian anymore.
No.
A guy wrote me a note. I got to share this with you, Robin. This guy says, these politically correct liberals now ban Peter Pan because it offends Indians? Indians who are now in the tax-free gambling business with half-naked waitresses in Indian clothes and feathers? Yeah, isn't that offending anybody? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't even say Indian anymore. Unbelievable.
Indian would be absolutely wrong.
Oh,
Squaw. You can't even say that.
Is that offensive?
Eskimo is even wrong now.
Eskimo is wrong?
You have to call them freezing Americans. It's amazing. Eskimo is now wrong. All right, Robin, what else is in the news?
Supermodel Christy Brinkley saved a life.
You see, I don't buy that.
She was...
I don't think she did.
In a helicopter that crashed in the Rocky Mountains. She and 4 others were heli-skiing.
Now, what is that? Imagine you're married to Billy Joel. You got all this money. You got the kid. You got all these things to live for.
So they go to remote areas up in a helicopter, and then they ski down these treacherous slopes where nobody else can go.
Hella skiing. Who the hell needs this? Why would there even be an industry around this? Do you mean there's a lot of insane people who want to go hella skiing?
At least 4, and a pilot to take them.
Wow, hella skiing. Me, I'm happy I get out the door in the morning.
Well, she just so happened to be on the plane with Sandra and Cade Carradine.
Sandra Carradine, the ex-wife of Keith Carradine?
Yes.
And the son?
Cade.
Cade Carradine.
Yes. And apparently Cade thought he was the only one to survive the crash until he saw Christy. This is all in Star magazine this week.
Yeah.
But they say that Christy crawled back into the rubble to find him, saw him laying there, pinned inside, and he was freezing and going into shock, so she wrapped her body around him.
Oh.
Now that's something to live for, isn't it?
No, I heard the kid was saying, please, Christy, come to me.
No. He thought he thought he was the only one who had survived. When he saw her, he says, oh, give me a big hug.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's
that
an
kid's no dope.
11-year-old thinker.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden she wraps herself around him.
All around him.
I'd be like this, please, Christy, give me a hug.
Oh, yeah.
Now strip.
Yeah.
Take off your outfit. If I was laying in a helicopter crash and I thought I was going into shock and dying and Christy Brinkley was wrapped around me, my pants would be off. I'd have her pinned to the ground, and believe me, I'd go for a lot more than just a hug. I'd hit a home run.
Hug schmug.
Hug schmug, baby. Now, they say Christy Brinkley saved the boy's life. Now,
yes, that's what the mother's saying, because
on.
she was unconscious.
Oh.
Christy ran in there and saved her son. She's a thinking woman, they were all saying. And then she wanted everybody else treated before they treated her.
Oh, come on.
When the rescuers came.
The kid was probably cuter and taller than Billy Joel. Probably just having a good time. Oh, I think her press agent is a novelist. Come on. I mean, so anyone would do that. So the kids called you, so you lay on top of them.
Does this feel better?
Yeah, baby. I can't breathe so good.
They said it was kind of lucky, too, because just after the rescuers got there, the place was hit by a blizzard. So they might not have gotten out.
Wow.
Had the timing been different.
Get more supermodels for you.
Christy was a very brave woman. I like that. She climbed out of the rubble into the wreckage to find this young man. She revived him. And then the Easter Bunny showed up with chocolate and fed him and Christy. And
she made diamonds out of her bare hands.
Yeah, she crushed coal into diamonds. Yeah, good.
She lifted the wreckage off of him.
What did she do? The kid was laying there freezing. If anything, she got on top of him and make it warm. And then Christy, with one hand, reached up and stopped the helicopter blades with her bare fingers.
Then she blew the avalanche with her super
risking her beauty.
Her super breath knocked out the avalanche.
She is a supermodel.
Yeah, supermodel. I'm supermodel. High speed. That's super speed.
Well, what would you consider saving a person?
At supermodel speed. Saving a person is like when you see a guy and he's walking in front of a truck and you jump in front of the guy and push him. That's saving him.
You have to die to save somebody.
You know, that's like you see a guy starving to death and you feed him. That's saving him. I'm supermodel. Christy Brinkley. Oh, I mean, the kid was laying there cold, so she laid down. She had to lay somewhere.
Frozen to death.
So selfishly, she lays on top of another human being instead of laying in the snow like everyone else, freezing. I could put a whole different spin on that. I'm hungry. Let's eat the pilot. And then Christy flew around the world in reverse to change time so that they wouldn't be caught in an accident. Supermodel.
Once she got to the hospital, she calmly called her husband, Billy Joel, and canceled some concerts.
Oh, big deal. How is she a hero?
That's when she broke down.
Oh.
My husband is flying here. Look at me, man. Take me home. Supermodel.
I was so brave. I used my tampons to make leg splints for broken bones. And then Christy took the tampons and actually created splints for the young man so he could walk. And she made huge tampon wheelchairs.
She made a helicopter out of tampons.
Yeah, she repaired the helicopter out of her tampons. Huh. Kind of think she's a hero. She's no hero. I would have done the same thing. I said, hey, wait a second. I could lay on the wet snow, or I could lay on top of this kid and relax. I'll use him as a human chaise lounge. Yeah, come on. What do you mean she's a hero? The quick-thinking Christy. The kid called her over and said, hug me. So she kept hugging him because he was cold. And she was probably cold, too.
Well, it was cold on the side of a mountain full of snow.
So you hug someone. Who are you gonna hug?
Well, there was his mother over there. She didn't hug him.
They should have done a three-way. The kid, the mother, and Christy. Now that's a hug. Oh yeah. Some little adult fun. It's super hug. I'm gonna chip off my makeup for everyone to eat. Here. Have a piece of my eyeliner. If I was that little kid, I would have had her panties off. Christy, I'm faint. Pull down your panties. Give me the kiss of life. I'm supermodel. I'll give you the kiss of life. How come whenever I'm hugging a guy, he's as short as a troll? I'm supermodel.
You're just jealous you weren't saved by Christy.
No, I just don't like people calling someone a hero.
Well, I wasn't there. I don't know. Maybe Christy was being very brave.
Here, I'll lay on top of you instead of this wet snow. Now I'm a hero. Eat my makeup. It's Maybelline. It's never been tested on animals. You think she chipped off pieces of her makeup for people to eat? She's so brave. Oh, she's brave.
She brought them all to the Fortress of Solitude.
First of all, she's in a helicopter for a frivolous use. The helicopter was not invented so Christy Brinkley could go up on the side of a mountain and have privacy when she skis.
Is there echo on your voice today?
I'm supermodel. Supermodel. Hi, I'm supermodel. I I'm from Krypton. My name on Krypton is Dumb as L. Dumb as L? Oh, look, there's a nice spot to ski. No one will see us up here. It'll be me, Sandra, and Kane.
Kane.
Kwai Chang Kane.
I'll carve out a trail with my heat vision.
I'll carve a trail with my heat vision. I'm a hero. I'm married to Billy Joel. With his money and my superpowers, I'm invincible.
Sorry I upset you with my Christy Brinkley story.
If we crash, I'll sit and count the interest on my husband's fortune while I wait for them to save me.
Super windfall.
Supermodel. Christy. What do I do? How can I change into my cape and tights with everyone looking? I know I'll roll down the hill and then appear as Super Christy. Oh my God, I think we're about to die. How's my hair? Wait, the rescuers are coming. There might be photographers.
Sorry, little boy. I have to go make up.
You're bleeding on me.
My work here is finished.
Christy Brinkley. Supermodel.
Treat them first. I'm supermodel.
Why isn't she home with that kid they couldn't wait to have? Alexa Ray. She's got a Kryptonian name, too. Alexa Ray.
Like X-ray.
Alexa Ray Joel. Billy Joel. Quickly, the photographers are coming. Oh, great, Christy, we'll be saved. We won't have to freeze to death. No. Stall them while I primp. The photographers will see me without my makeup.
From the Daily Planet.
And then they'll know who I really am.
Then they'll know I'm supermodel. I'm a member of the Justice League of America. Supermodel. Featherhead. Laying on some kid. That makes her a hero? I'll tell you who's a hero. Those guys are numb, man. Putting in 3 tours of duty like myself.
Nobody gives you the credit or the recognition for all you've done.
Right. You got 50 gooks firing on you and you have no gun? That's a hero.
On the ground.
She lays on the ground. She's a hero.
Every time she lays down, she's a hero.
I'm supermodel. I know. I'll put on glasses and they won't know who I am to protect my supermodel status. Yeah. There's a woman went a half hour without hors d'oeuvres in between skiing sessions and they're calling her a hero? Christ, I can't win.
Can I move on?
Robin, don't tell anyone, but 2 things can ruin my superpowers. Kryptonite and being on the cover of People. They both make me weak.
Then you better not go out because you're on the cover of People this week.
Because I'm a hero?
Yes.
Supermodel. Laid down on top of the kid. And she's a hero. Wow. Like, what else was there to do? She's quick thinking. She's napping on a dry area is what she's doing. On a warm area.
Child abuse.
She should be up on charges.
Thank you, supermodel.
Oh, man. Imagine you thought you were dying and you had the supermodel laying on top of you.
Way to go.
He doesn't cop a feel on her. He's a gentleman.
I'd glow like kryptonite.
Believe me, if she bopped him, she'd be a saint. I only did it because I thought we were dying.
You never know.
Hella skiing.
The sport of supermodels.
Anything else you want to add to this already fun day?
Egged on by a $10 bet, a college student allegedly jumped from a car, shouted obscenities, and assaulted a woman who was dressed as Barney.
Hey!
So Deborah McCoy, who was inside the Barney costume, started screaming, "Why are you doing this to me?"
Because you're Barney.
And the kid was screaming obscenities and saying, "We hate Barney." And one of the little kids who was outside of the drugstore being entertained by all this, got very upset and told Barney he was going to go home and get his gun and shoot the kid.
You know, I see a lot of people hate Barney, and yet Shari Lewis goes around unattended by guards.
Why is that?
I don't get it.
There's a new study that says blacks are more susceptible to cancer if they smoke cigarettes.
They are.
Further study needs to be done.
So are you saying black people are different than white people?
They don't know if it's genetic or if it has something to do with diet or something else. They need to study more.
What do you think? Do you think because a lot of blacks came from like the plantation and stuff, like tobacco, they might be allergic to it? Is that what you're saying?
Doesn't make much sense to me, no. It's something about processing the toxic materials inside the cigarette. They don't do it as well as white people.
And those friggin' Indians, they smoke cigars with no effect. Native American, excuse me. Thank you. Ugh. Give me a cigar and drinks. Me no have cancer. Ugh. Me no get cancer.
You only live to 28.
Me only 28. Me look 59. Me have more wrinkles in my skin than a tobacco plant.
Me keel over silver.
Me kill.
But not from tobacco.
Me superior to blacks. Me get no cancer.
They're going to start hearings over those radiation experiments carried out by the University of Cincinnati and others during the 1960s.
You're not doing the cancer thing anymore?
No, I'm going on.
No.
Dr. David Eagleman says that these tests were carried out on people who didn't suspect anything was going on.
Think Dr. Eagleman's a Jewish guy?
No. I'm Eagleman.
Eagleman.
Well, I'm supermodel.
African Americans were their favorite. When they couldn't find African Americans, they picked poor whites or prisoners.
What is this?
Or mentally retarded people.
He's saying that this is what these researchers did. They picked on blacks, and then when they couldn't find blacks, they'd pick poor whites or retarded people.
And what do they do to them?
They would, I think he'll explain a little bit.
They experimented on them?
Yeah, they dosed them with radiation.
People are still defending.
Is there a bee in there with him?
That's the radiation.
What is that?
That's the radiation.
And they're also defending the
Spot that fly.
experiments that have gone on nationally, which makes one wonder if they really believe that, then we may have a current problem.
Yeah, he thinks that maybe these experiments are still going
on. What was that?
If they're still defending these experiments, they may be still doing them. The critics say the studies were designed to help the government gauge how soldiers would respond to high doses of radiation in a nuclear battle. But Dr. Eagleman says these experiments were bad science.
Eagleman. I'm Dr. Eagleman.
Defender of retarded people.
And blacks.
And poor whites.
And whites. Well, I defend 11-year-old boys. I'm supermodel. I eat radiation for dinner. Thank you.
Could you let Dr. Eagleman finish?
I have the ability to talk over noisy bees. I'm Eagleman.
In Tulane, where they primarily picked on blacks, the experiments were horrific. Catheters were stuck into people's bladders. Repeated arterial sticks were made in the arteries of the leg. None of this was done with the patient's permission.
Uh-oh. Eagleman is losing to the bees. Look, it's Mothra. All right, enough of that.
You're pitiful. Don't you hear what this man is saying?
What did he say? I can't pay attention. I'm busy laughing. I can't worry about everything.
The subcommittee may determine if the victims' families should be compensated for any damages they may have incurred as a result of these experiments.
I talk over bees. We should reward their families with honey, not money.
Well, I just wish this had happened to you and see what you say about it.
It has happened to me.
Oh, please.
Me smoke cigar. Arg.
Bruce Willis is going to possibly be paid $15 million for Die Hard 3. He's going to reteam with the original director of the movie.
$15 million!
I can't believe it! Die Hard 3!
It's not fair!
It's not right!
Terry Garr is a new mom, according to People magazine. She got married to an L.A. contractor in November and adopted a baby girl a month later.
Way to go. Married an L.A. contractor, huh?
Thought it was hard to adopt babies. But she seems to have gotten one right away.
I wanted to set her up with Peter Calabrese.
She didn't like that idea?
I never got to it. She's not a friend of mine.
Wayne Newton.
I got a great plot for Die Hard 3, if they need a script.
Really?
Bruce Willis saves this stupid-ass broad who's hella skiing. I'm hella skiing. And he goes in and he saves him, and this is 11-year-old.
Yeah.
He wraps his arms around her and he gets her. It's really good. I'm Bruce Willis. Bald man. Bald as an eagle man. I'm bald as an eagle man. Not to be confused with Eagle Man, the doctor.
Wayne Newton took a wife over the weekend. This is his second.
I bet you she's an Oriental.
Wed a Cleveland lawyer, Kathleen McCrone.
Oh. Usually he goes for Koreans.
At his Casa de Shenandoah Ranch.
Oh, does he still have Casa de Shenandoah?
Casa de Shannon Doherty.
Casa de Shenandoah?
In Las Vegas. He met his bride 3 years ago when she visited Vegas. The bridal party included his daughter, Erin, as the maid of honor.
You know how you know he's an a-hole? Because he names his house. Any
Casa
guy...
de Shenandoah.
Yeah, and you start naming your house, man. That's really sucky. Honey, let us be married at Casa de Shenandoah. It's like, okay. Casa de Shenandoah. I'd say, you know what? Maybe you're not my type of man.
He had 3 best men. Among them was heart surgeon Michael DeBakey.
And Corky from...
Life Goes On.
Yeah.
Ever at in the marketplace.
And, of course, Tonto from the old Lone Ranger. Will you, Wayne Newton? Will you be my best man, Tonto? Ugh. Ugh once for yes, twice for no. Ugh. That's a yes. Ugh. Yes.
Pass out cigars.
Me smoke cigar.
Tell me what cigar do?
Corky and Tonto and another guy, William DeBakey.
Michael DeBakey. Coppola has joined that $7 million anchor club.
You should name your house Kimosabi instead of Casa de Shenandoah.
ABC and Ted Koppel coming to terms. Ted Koppel
want to scalp him.
refusing to sign a contract until he was compensated as well as some of the other big-name news talent on the ABC network.
Me no sign.
Peter Jennings and Diane Sawyer and Barbara Walters. He decided he was just as valuable as they were.
Koppel.
Working 5 nights a week on Nightline.
Me as good as them. Ugh.
Bringing in good ratings. So he held out until ABC came up with the bucks.
Balls no move. What is that, Gary? Commercial? Yeah. All right.
Well, that was my final story.
We got everything in we wanted to say. Unfortunately, we did it all through Pete's show. Monkey.
Congratulations to Ted.
You're not kidding, Robin. $7 million. Think what we could do with that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not fair. All that guy does is talk.
Yeah.
We're funny.
Yeah.
All right.
5 days a week.
He does 1/2 hour.
That's right.
Shut up.
This is the Beatles of comedy.
Does he ever write one flying gag? I think not.
The whole thing's written for him. All he does is interview.
It's not like he has to be funny.
Yeah.
You know, you're kidding around about it, but it's true.
Yeah.
All right, let me do the plugs.
How much ingenuity does that take?
Thanks, Robin. Let me remind you, 1-800-52-STERN open for business, and we do have limited edition on the posters, on the prints. These are the paintings that Leroy Neiman made.
They're prints of the painting.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. They're limited edition, and you figure out what they're worth. You saw what our other limited edition stuff is selling for. This is an actual
and this
painting.
will be sent to you.
Yep.
on high-quality paper, suitable for framing.
Along with your videotape with all the backstage antics of New Year's Eve and the controversial party, Robin, at 1-800-52-STAR.
Terribly controversial. I'm still talking about it.
Yeah, well, Councilman Martinez still hasn't recovered. $39.95, $4.50 shipping and handling.
There was a moment during the little session we had where we were watching it, and I said to myself, now I can see why that person said, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It really is quite startling. All the backstage hijinks. Well, anyway. And of course, the print. It's really beautiful. It really is.
Well, it's a view.
And it made me look beautiful. Even you thought it was beautiful.
It is.
It is. It's good painting.
I want the original.
Yeah, I know you do.
If you loved me, you'd give it to me.
Gary, the other day, Baba Booey, I'm saying to him, I said, try to compute the value. Try to compute the value of these prints that we're sending out. He goes, and then all of a sudden his head exploded. He couldn't even compute it. Jackie Platinum joke page. Oh, that's 1-800-52-STERN, and brought to you by 18 and over. You must be Infinity Ventures to me. Jackie Platinum joke page Martling, Friday night, February 18th at Seasons Resort at Great Gorge in McAfee, New Jersey.
Did you ever have plugs at the end of your show, IL?
Yeah, Ayel from Israel is here. He's an Israeli broadcaster who is studying us to bring this back to Israel. Do you do plugs at the end of your show for the various people?
What's that? What's a plague?
A plug.
I know a plague. What was a plague? But
no, a plug. When you plug various dates where you're going to be.
Like we were just plugging our video.
Do you have any products you sell on your show?
Yeah.
Do you appear anywhere?
Yes.
So people come to see you from Israel?
No.
You don't appear? You don't spin records at the bar mitzvahs or something?
No.
No. I see. All right. Jackie Platinum joke page Martling, Friday night.
That's something you learned now. You can go do that.
Why don't you go out and say, hey, I'm going to be appearing at the Schnegelstein bar mitzvah in Israel, and then you will make money. No?
No.
You're not interested in that?
No.
You just like to play the records?
The records, and I'm doing advertising. I'm writing.
You are writing an advertisement?
Yeah. Copywriter.
You are a copywriter as well?
Yeah.
I see. All right.
Yeah.
I was just trying to perhaps build you into more of a personality.
But that's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Playing in weddings and bar mitzvahs.
All right. Jackie Platinum joke. Like Jackie goes out and does stand-up comedy. Yeah. And he makes quite a lucrative living out of that. Friday night he'll be at the Seasons Resort at Great Gorge in McAfee, and then he has his own comedy CD, The Joke Man. You could have The Jew Man, and you would have your own CD. Call the all-digital 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a paid service.
You don't have to pay.
You don't have to pay.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Don't miss Boy Gary at New York's China Club in Manhattan on 75th and Broadway. For example, our producer who does nothing, he's not even on the air, and he appears this Friday night hosting a trivia and exotic dance contest over at the China Club, and a lot of special guests coming by.
That's called Chaltura in Hebrew.
What is that?
Chaltura, that's the name of the... Chaltura.
Hey, someone get him out of here. To get on Stuttering John's mailing list, call 609-546-STUPID. Miss Howard Stern.
Ah, she's got a date, huh?
Elaine Marks will make a special appearance at the U.S. Hot Rod Motor Jam at the Meadowlands Arena on Saturday, February 12th from 7 to 9 p.m. Hubba hubba. Don't miss Enough's Enough and Sebastian Bach. Couple of our friends, plus many other stars at Irving Plaza, Manhattan on Wednesday, February 9th.
Oh, really?
I guess they're going to play for the T.J. Martell Foundation, raise some money for them.
All right.
That's for kids who are autistic.
We should say congratulations to Sebastian Bach. He just had a baby.
Yes. Wow. And he's the first man ever to have a baby. But actually, they play for the T.J. Martell Foundation is for kids who are autistic.
Yes.
And what they do is they play them records all day, keep them busy.
Well, it's the thing that music therapy or something.
Yeah. In other words, listen, what are you going to do with these kids? They're pretty much out of it. So you play a couple of tunes for them. They calm down.
It seems to make them feel better.
Right.
They bang their heads to the music.
Oh, I yell.
Hey, this is good. That wasn't IL, that was Billy.
Was it?
Yeah, right. Did you think he was suddenly getting funny?
Yes.
All right. If you're planning...
I thought, my goodness, he was only here an hour. Look what happened to him.
I learned quick.
I learned it, yes.
I learned the Stern way of doing things.
If you're planning a wedding or party and you need a great DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment. So you could have Rocketstein Entertainment. Call toll-free from any city, 1-800-PARTY-MC. And if you'd like to hire Scott the Engineer Ski, call 718-BAG-5040. Robin, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
The first thing she brought up on our first date was that she Googled me and saw that I slept with this porn star.
And what did you? How do you
she
deal with that?
She wanted to know about it, and I'm like,
so what do you say?
I was like, oh, yeah, it was a really, really long time ago. It wasn't that major. And I do the whole, oh, she wasn't a porn star at that point. She was only a stripper, which made me feel like in my mind.
That makes it so much better.
Right,
It was a
exactly,
year
'cause
after me
strippers-
that her and her stepmother banged Jerry Springer and taped it. Really?
Right.
Not to, did anyone ever bring that up?
No, because they don't ever make that connection. But all it does is you see like Kendra, porn star, and I slept with her. And that's the first thing that literally comes up when you Google my name. And the other thing is, so it causes a problem. I mean, like it freaks regular girls out.
How many times does that come up?
I'd say 2 or 3 times.
And girls can't look past that, huh?
Regular girls have a problem looking past that for some reason.
See, now for JD, it's different because
no, it's not.
You've
Same thing.
dated a porn star.
No, I didn't date her.
You liked her, and you would have dated her.
Listen, I like. I've liked a lot of.
What was that
girls.
girl's name? The one that you were pretty
Kimberly
friendly?
Kane.
Kimberly Kane.
So like would you go out to? Would you take Kimberly Kane, say, to Howard's Christmas party if you were dating her?
Yeah, if I was dating her.
So she's
sure.
a porn star. The girl today is a porn star. What's the difference in the way people look at you?
Because. I don't know. You got me.
No, but I think it's a legitimate question. In other words, you're willing to date porn stars.
Yeah. Listen. Well, first of all, if she has the sex with a lot of guys.
But
like a lot.
But Kimberly Kane,
many porn stars do.
It's protected. She's having sex with janitors.
So it's the unprotected sex.
That's a big thing.
Okay.
And second of all, I don't think she's interested in me. Otherwise, she would have gotten back to me when I tried to contact her.
No.
I didn't try and contact her like once and never again. I tried to call her a couple times. I texted her.
I think you played that all wrong. I don't think she's really interested in anybody. I think you have to call her, remind her that you want to have sex with her, you want to talk dirty to her. I think you have to work it. I think she's putting it out to everybody. She forgets who she talks to.
Wait, JD, what did you do? Like, how did you try and get in touch with her?
I called her.
And then what'd you say?
I
One
can't remember.
time?
I left a message.
And so did you expect her to call you back and go, hey, JD, let's rock out with your cock out?
She left me a voicemail wanting phone sex. Well, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so what'd you do?
I called her and I left her a voicemail. I remember why.
But how long after?
Probably that in the next morning.
But you didn't try
as soon as after I got home from work.
You didn't try to text her or follow up besides that?
Yes, I did.
Well, what did you do? How many times did you text her?
I like a few, but if you don't get a response each time, what are you gonna do?
So at what point did you give up?
I don't know, like a month or so.
But how many times would you say you tried either voicemail or text? How many times?
Like 5 times, maybe.
So so if you had gotten a hold of her that night and did a little phone sex, do you think you would have made the next move into actually meeting up with her?
Sure, probably. Maybe. Yeah.
Benji, you weren't here, but the question is, you 3 guys, you're single. Like, why not go for BB?
When Marianne from Brooklyn called and said, how can you say it's a stigma? It's not a stigma to me, but it's a stigma to how other women.
Why do you care?
Look at it?
Because you don't usually seem to care about those things.
I care because I think BB's very attractive. I don't know her personally she seems cool, but it's like for basically like a one-time thing. Like maybe she's in New York twice a year, 3 times a year. I don't know how often.
Okay.
So for this one-time fuck of a hot girl, is it worth how much harder it is going to make for other relationships?
But Benji, you've been on the air and openly talked about anonymous sex that you get off of websites. Why is that so different?
First of all, I don't do that anymore. I don't bring it up anymore, and I don't do it anymore. First of all, but second of all, it is different when it becomes a very tangible, real thing. Oh, sorry, when it becomes a very tangible, real thing with a person that people know who it is.
Right.
Now, I have interesting breaking news. I don't know if this has come up. And I checked with Howard to make sure it was cool to bring up.
Okay.
She rejected Pete.
How so?
What?
She said she wouldn't fuck him.
When did she say that?
This is what now I'm getting this secondhand from TV guys.
Pete, get over here. Go ahead.
Oh, Pete, I didn't know you were in here, so I don't know if you know this. And this is what I heard, so maybe it's not true. I don't know.
No, that's first I've heard of that.
Well, hold on. But let's start. Pete, how did you leave it off with her?
I said sure.
So did she give you a number to contact her, email address?
No.
No. So how are you figuring you're going to get in touch with her?
I don't know. I mean, I would have thought
signals?
that. Yeah.
So, Ganji, you're like one of the main guys at Howard TV. What's going on here? Is this true?
I don't know. The behind the scenes guys were following them around, so I'm assuming that that's when it happened.
So Benji, what do you know?
Well, this is Lee. He's one of our TV guys.
Yeah, what's up?
Not much, Pete. How are you doing?
About this news, what's
So Lee told me. I said to Lee, this was maybe he's coming down. I'm sorry. I said to Lee Garowitz, I said, "Oh, did Pete leave with BB?" And he goes, "No, actually, she said." And Pete,
just say it.
That she didn't want to. She wasn't interested in having sex with Pete. Now I don't know if she just said just Pete specifically or anyone here, or I don't know how that goes. And I saw Howard on the way out because I wanted to check with him to make sure it was cool to bring up, and he said it's cool. So, but I didn't get that firsthand.
I mean, she clearly agreed on the air. I mean, after Pete serenaded her, and she was all up for it. Doug, do you know what's going on here?
Yes, she's claiming the.
Can't hear you.
How's that mic?
Oh, the thing on my face?
The open sore is the problem, not his.
What is that, by the way, Pete? We were sort of talking about that.
I don't
There's an
actually
open
know
sore
what
on your
it
face.
is. I went to the doctor yesterday and had it checked out.
And he said what?
I got some antibiotics. So
what did he say?
It was just like some sort of pimple that I squeezed and just pussed all over. And
so
that might be the reason why. Pete.
Do you think the open sore is an excuse?
No,
I don't know. I will tell you that we looked at it before, and Pete, don't take this the wrong way. He does sort of look like an AIDS patient. You know what I mean? With that big sore. I'm serious.
How does he take that the right way, Gary?
A handsome AIDS patient, though.
No, so she doesn't know you the way we know you.
Yeah,
and maybe,
obviously.
And so I look at that and I go, Pete banged into the wall or something. But maybe it's a little scary to her. But this is a woman who doesn't mind unprotected sex.
We finally found that. Bibby
that's kind of weird.
Bibby has a line, and Pete is that line.
He's the Mendoza line.
Yeah.
So if Ganji has this sore or Benji has this sore, let's say, do you think it would have prevented this from happening?
That's pop a pimple real quick.
No, that's a very good question. I don't know. John, I guess the question you're asking is it the sore or is the sore just an out in general?
That's right.
Well, I mean, we could ask her, like, will you do it when the sore is healed?
Yeah, well, based on her rap today on the show, I wouldn't think that would stop her, but I guess I'm wrong. Shirley, do you have breaking news on this?
I don't know.
I was just going to confirm what Benji said because I interviewed her after she got off the air, and she confirmed with me that she was not down to bang Pete.
But did she tell you the lesion or the sore?
Yeah, she says I don't know what that sore is, and I said I think it's just a scratch. Could be AIDS. I don't know.
See, don't you think BB should have had the class to tell Pete face to face, or at least let him know before she left? That's not right.
Doesn't sound like the conviction of a girl who fucked a janitor at the movie theater.
Well, maybe you say maybe she felt, maybe it wasn't the smartest way to do it, but maybe she felt it was nicer to say yes on the air and to reject.
And then to just never call him again.
Yeah.
Pete, would you rather that, or would you rather her tell you face to face?
Face to face. Rather than secondhand,
Well, the second hand is not her fault. That's my fault. That I didn't even realize you were here.
Right, he wouldn't have even been aware of it if Pete wasn't here.
Then he would have never known. He would have just kept calling her and texting her for a month.
We're just kidding, man. She's gonna fuck
Thanks,
you.
Gare.
Huh?
We're just kidding. She'll fuck you.
Are you giving me shit or?
Yeah, but I just want you to feel good and stuff. Man. We'll get you laid.
All right. Well, come on.
No, I'm confused.
No,
I'm
we're not.
confused too.
We'll get you laid. I'll get you laid. I'll get you laid today.
Pete, Benji's trying to let you down easy here. Essentially, she said that she doesn't want to bang you because of that sore. I mean, that's what
I
this
don't
comes
know.
down
Listen,
to.
this is like I said. Everything I heard is
if
secondhand.
that's true coming from her, then that's obviously true. But
Now, do you think maybe she sensed that you wanted more than just a banger, Pete? Because I know a lot of times you sort of go down the relationship route once you meet a girl.
Well, I was like, after the show, I was like, well, we'll sit to the camera guys. I was like, well, we'll see where this goes. It's not a guaranteed relationship, but
I don't think of her and think of the word relationship at all.
Just like have some fun and make one thing leads to another.
You're already going too far for her.
Because she did say if she banged you, she wanted you to leave right after.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't take offense to that. That's
that wasn't just you, Pete. I mean, she
that's
said
what she wants. That's what she wants.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way she operates.
But do you understand that this is a pure sex thing? That it's not a relationship thing? And I mean, certainly for her, and I figured for you, this is like, let's have sex and then beat it. Do you understand that, or do you think that it could be more?
No, I totally understand that it would be just,
Because you just 2 seconds ago said, let's see where it goes.
just let's fuck, and then, but, conversation can if
You've already gone too far.
But I
she doesn't want to have a conversation.
Who knows?
But I don't know if this is Pete's fantasy at all. Like, to me, a girl like that, a little bit of fantasy would be, you'd be so fucking good and so blow her away that she'd like, fuck, I gotta fuck this guy.
Yeah, see, I've never had that fantasy. I don't think I could be that good.
I think you could.
I don't know.
All right, let's go to the phones.
It's worth the shot.
Jim, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, the one guy with the balls to fucker's got a damn open sore. Jesus, I can't believe there's single guys on the Howard Stern show that won't fuck this broad.
Hey, I always forget your name. I know you're from
Jim?
NC.
This is Jim.
Jim, yeah. But
Sure.
Jim, do you have a girlfriend or?
I do.
Okay, so let's say you were single, but you were in our position of like, we're not exactly famous, but like reality show famous. So
In a New York minute, Benji.
What's that?
In a New York minute.
But wait,
All right.
so Jim, knowing that if you fucked her, that on Monday we're going to drag in the studio. I go, you fucked her. We want every little detail. We want to hear about it. So now everybody that listens to the show will know that you had sex with this porn star who sleeps with a lot of people, and a lot of them unprotected. That's cool for you?
Well, it brings notoriety to yourself, and it's something for the show. When you're working for the show, you've got to do that kind of thing. Look at her.
You don't have to do
No,
it.
yeah, exactly.
She's fantastic looking. I mean,
She
she's
is,
not-
but it's a
like-
one-time thing. It's basically a one-time thing.
Jim, are you saying that
makes it harder for next time?
Are you saying that some of the guys on the show aren't fulfilling their obligation? Seriously, because that's what it sounds like.
We're not being team players.
Right.
We're not fucking BB Jones.
Yeah, I mean, Gary, you and Howard should actually make it a stipulation that somebody.
Someone's got to get fired.
She's going to be there in Flushing, New York. She's going to be there all weekend.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, and so about 50 other guys probably.
Ganj, if you knew it wouldn't be found out, I think you said you would
Absolutely.
definitely-
If she came up to me at a bar and I didn't know she was a porn star, or even if I kind of found out that she was, and it wasn't part of the show, we were somewhere else, I would absolutely.
Okay,
go
but okay, so let's take this a step further. You probably know how to get in touch with her.
Yeah,
Without
right.
anybody knowing. Would you ever try to pull that off?
No, because I feel like it nowadays with the Howard 100 News and everything else, that's not a possibility. Back in the old days, absolutely. Things can be kept quiet. Nowadays, no.
I did try contacting her
Yeah.
without anyone knowing, and she didn't just contact me back.
Right. Can I ask JD a question?
Oh, God.
JD, would you be more into her if she was only into you? Like, does it bother you that she was like, she was
if
with
she was
Benji?
somewhat into me, period. I don't believe that she was into me. And I believe her saying she wanted me to fuck me or whatever was her. She didn't mean it.
But if you thought she did, and she wasn't interested in Benji and me and 50 other guys, but only you, would you go through with it?
Maybe. I'm taught. Yeah.
So you
maybe.
don't like when they don't show you the only the attention. If she shows attention to anybody else, you don't like that.
Attention like that, it's a little weird. I'll fuck. Yeah.
Pete, same question.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yo.
Same question.
What's up? Do me a favor, just repeat the question.
No problem.
Yeah.
Would you?
I have a feeling that's not the first time in his life he said that.
JD is saying that it makes a difference. Like someone asked, well, why would you go out with Ashley Dupree, who was a known escort, who knows what she did
She was a
before.
former escort at the time, by the way.
A known escort, and who knows what she did at the time, versus someone like BB, who's just, admits to what she's doing. Is there a distinction between the two for you?
Yeah, somebody that doesn't admit it, I'll be more inclined to probably go out with, whereas someone who openly admits it, that would be a little, I don't know, I'd be a little skeevy towards that,
Well, let's say you got together. I mean, the sore thing didn't happen, and you got together with BB. Would it bother you, like, if she went on to the next guy, like she talked about today, she bangs a janitor, she bangs somebody she sees in an elevator. Would you feel, like, protective of her because you had been with her at that point?
Would I feel protective?
Would it bother you if she went to, like, the next guy? If she ran into Ganji and say, hey, let's go bang, and she's just coming off of, being with you?
Just sort of, kind of, in a kind kind of a weird way, yeah, I'd be concerning, somewhat. I mean, yeah.
What's the question you just answered?
What was the question again?
Benji, I imagine you can relate to what Pete's saying.
Listen. She is physically beautiful. I want to fuck her. I want to possess her. So I get that. Yeah, you want to be the one. It's the same thing. Like, look, we could easily, I don't know how much. We could take $50. We could take a couple $100 and go pretty much fuck any girl we want of a certain caliber, a prostitute. But it's not hot because it's like you're paying for it. And there's something about this, a little bit in a similar category. If there's nothing special about you, if you're no different than like anyone else,
right?
It's not as hot.
Right. I'll agree with that.
Thanks.
Rosie O'Donnell's on the phone. Well, first of all, Rosie, congratulations. You got an excellent write-up in the Post today about your new show. They're saying it's a breath of fresh air, the blah, 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 going on and on, raving. Hollywood Reporter, excellent review. They say the show is not sterile, that things are being mixed up, that you never know what you're going to get.
Well, that's always good.
You're getting hit reviews.
Oh, that's nice. I just woke up. I haven't read anything, so I'm happy to hear that.
Where are you now, in Chicago?
I'm in Chicago, in my very cold dressing room.
With Oprah's staff. Now, here's my prediction.
Go ahead.
And I don't know a thing, but this is, I have intuition.
You got a hunch.
And you can deny it if you want.
I might.
Oprah's staff likes things...
Is it Oprah's staff?
Yes. Rosie was given Oprah's staff. Listen, it's a very successful staff.
Okay.
But they like doing things where everything is very packaged, very produced. Rosie likes to let things evolve and happen.
And Rosie's Rosie. She's not Oprah.
She's not Oprah. I predict within a year, Rosie, all new staff. That's my prediction.
Well, you know, you're not going to be Psychic of the Year because here's the thing. It's only about 3 of people from her senior staff.
Okay.
And the rest of them were all young new kids who had worked at her staff for about 5 to 8 years. So they're in their 20s, most of them. So they're quite trainable, right? But I will tell you, you're right about initially they were worried about the fact that I don't use the prompter. Because normally they have a prompter and everybody follows it in the control room. Right. And so that's the reason we went live, Howard, which I think you'll understand better than anyone, is all the practice shows, you know, I would do something and then after, you know, we got to go, we'll be right back. And they'd say, we're going to have to do that again. I'm like, why? Well, you forgot to say NBC is the voice.
Right.
I'm like, oh, dear Lord.
That's not going to fly with you.
Okay, so Thursday, after the test show, I had a meeting with Lisa Erspalmer, who's, you know, one of the head Oprah people. She and Sherry Salata, like, ran it for 25 years, ran her show. And my 2 executive producers and I was like, okay, listen, I'm not willing to trade something real for something fake. Just because something's real and has a little few flaws in it does not make it less valuable than something that's perfect and sterile and ridiculous.
Right.
And they're like, well, how could we fix that? I said, we could go live. Cut to, they said, okay, which I never thought they would do because I thought they'd be worried that I might, you know.
The whole show is live.
Live.
Wonderful.
Is this going to kill you? I'm saying right now it's fun, you know, the first show.
Yeah, it's the first blush. You've been back.
You've been having a great life. You've been enjoying hanging out.
Yeah.
Is this going to kill you?
I pray to God it's not going to kill me, but I was hanging out for 10 years, Howard.
So what?
That's a lot. 10 years, man, of doing nothing. You tried. It's not easy.
You were going stir crazy.
Listen, my kids were raised. They were all in school. My youngest is going to be 9 years old, and I didn't have anything to do.
I can't keep up with you. You baffle me.
Why?
Because Rosie and I never had a private conversation, really. I mean, not where we've threatened to get together for dinner, but there's always there's alys a complication.
Oh dear.
But
she's hard to schedule with.
Yeah,
she is hard to schedule with.
She is. She's difficult. But you fascinate me.
I
so
do.
When I came into your life, you had met you had a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
She moved the whole family in. She had 6 kids. You have 4 kids.
Yeah.
You were
She didn't move them in. They moved them They moved next door.
You were in the process of what you called blending the families.
Yeah.
Now somehow that relationship ended.
Yeah.
And then,
which I believe was predicted by you.
Oh yeah. Well, because you were going probably insane with her 6 kids. Let's be honest. That's too many kids.
Let's be honest. You have a vision of what you think would work, and I remember that movie, Yours, Mine, and Ours, with Lucille Ball.
Right.
And I thought, well, how
that's what you were thinking.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This could be perfect, right? But honestly, it was a lot of kids, and that's the truth. It was a lot of kids.
It ruined the relationship.
I would say ruined, but it didn't allow for any time for she and I to be together alone, and
right.
There were lots of kids with lots of different issues. And,
right.
I got my own 4, and they have their own challenges, right? And so it just felt to me like chaos and too much. And she's a lovely, lovely person.
So in other words, you saw this movie and had the idea, but the kids didn't see the movie. That was the problem.
No, but they
Right.
did see the one with Steve Martin, Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yes. Now, was it complicated when you had to go, like when you broke up? I can't even imagine the hassle. First of all, you got to move her out of the house.
Which literally she did in 3 days over Christmas. It was very quick.
And then
over Christmas,
you had to go,
up.
and you had to go over Christmas, no less.
Oof.
Then you had to go to the kids and say, "Listen, remember the movie I watched?"
Turns out it doesn't work like that.
That was the movies, kids.
Yeah, now we have a different movie to watch.
Was that a horrible?
No, because the kids knew. The kids knew in the beginning. Like I said, here's the thing. We're going to see what happens, and I love Tracy, and we're going to see what happens. And so the fact that we didn't live in one house, I think, was helpful in terms of them not feeling as upset, or they sort of there was a separation, and it wasn't like we did every holiday together. In fact, we didn't really do that. I took my kids and did what we normally did, and she did what she normally did.
And Tracy had to be brokenhearted because, listen, nabbing a Rosie is a big deal.
Nabbing, I love that.
Well, let's be honest.
You think I'm nabbable?
Well, listen.
Well, you're acting like she lost a Porsche.
She's a big. Well, yeah, Rosie's a big star. She is the pride.
It's more like a Hyundai Sonata, Robin. I don't know if it was a Porsche.
She is the home run of home runs. She's wealthy. She's, listen. She's everything a woman.
She's also a good person.
Yeah, right. So, when you broke up with her, it had to be, the worst.
Well, just so you know, it was not. It was. She made the decision. It wasn't. She said, "This is not going to work for me, and I'm going to go."
Well, in other words, you acted so miserable.
No, I just knew. I knew fairly early on that a long-time future and forever wasn't in the cards, and that I loved her very much, and I care about her kids, and I care about her life, and and what I think we ended up wanting different things. Although in the beginning it was a great, immense love affair, and it's wonderful to feel those kinds of feelings. And I had been in a relationship for a long time. That towards the end was kind of when people are about to divorce, it's a couple years of rockiness, right? So
and here's what else baffles me.
What's that?
Okay, so this whole moving to Chicago thing, I don't get. Now, Parker is in military school, so he's covered.
And loves it.
Can you believe this?
Military
I cannot believe it, truthfully. He's been asking since he was 8. Wow. And I was...
Wow.
Yeah. Obsessed with everything. Like, can tell you everything General Patton ever did. Could tell you who was in what war, what countries, and why. And
do you think he'll become a military guy?
That's what he's always wanted. And, you know, and I was really concerned, to tell you the truth. He's 16. When I left my show, I kept him in first grade twice because I wanted him to sort of, you know, relearn and have focus, and I wasn't home during my, you know, the show. So he did first grade twice. So he's older than most of the kids in 10th grade. He's 16. Most of them are 15.
Right.
And when bin Laden was killed, he was awake. We were in my room, and I really was panicked that something huge was going to happen. You know, like they dropped the nuclear bomb, because the president doesn't give a press conference on a Sunday night.
Right.
And they announced that he's dead, and my son goes, "Oh shit!" And I go, "What, honey?" He goes, "I wanted a shot at him, Mom." And he was
This
dead
is some
serious.
kid. This is some kid.
Dead
Now,
serious.
Here you are, a peacenik, right? You are someone.
Totally.
And this kid is rebelling by becoming a military guy.
Well, that's what I said. I said, how do you piss off your left-wing, liberal, pacifist, lesbian mother? You join the military, you know?
But,
I'm
and
like,
you were
don't
the
you
type-
want to stay home and get drunk and have crazy sex with
Right.
your parents? He's like, you know, yeah, I'm going to do that as well, Mom, but I first want to serve my nation. I'm like, okay, baby.
Wow.
You know?
Doesn't this blow your mind in the sense that you were the type of mother, from what I could understand, that was up this kid's ass? I mean, he couldn't make a move without you. And
Yeah,
then
I'm madly in love with him.
And all of a sudden now, he's moving out of the house
He's
at
gone.
16. He's gone.
Yeah, it wasn't really all of a sudden. You know, I mean, he's seen every movie about military school and stuff, and he saw Taps, so I'm partially blaming Tom Cruise. But he saw Taps, and he was like, Mom, I want to go to that school.
Is he into
And then-
guns?
Excuse me?
Is he into guns?
Well, he'll tell you every caliber. He's never
Wow.
shot a gun. We don't have a gun in the house. But he knows, like when we're watching a show, he'll go, "Oh, Mom, that's a 15-millimeter CC from a Nighthawk Fire Ranger." He knows everything.
Is he into hand-to-hand combat? Does he take karate and all that?
No, but he's into football and athletics, and he's,
Right.
you know, he's very sort of cut, and he's like, he looks like he belongs in, like, when I saw him in his uniform, they had the graduation
Right.
from the, you know, plebe to the cadet, and I was up there 2 weekends ago, and I was stunned. And here he is, like 6'1". He lost 20 pounds there. He's fit. He's cut, and he's so happy.
Wow.
And everywhere we went, like I took him out to dinner to celebrate, and we're at some steakhouse up in Valley Forge, and people in the waiting, you know, to get a seat said to him, "Thank you for your service," because he looks like he's in the Navy.
Right.
Wow. And
Wow.
He goes, "Thank you, ma'am. I'm still a cadet, but I will pass on that to the men in the arms." He would say the whole thing, you know.
Wow.
He called me ma'am once, Howard, and I almost had like an aneurysm.
You're kidding.
I'm like, honey, you do not ma'am me ever.
This
It is
sounds like
disrespectful to ma'am your mother.
You're not kidding. This sounds like remember that show with Michael J. Fox? He was like a Republican, but his parents were hippies.
Oh, he's not a Republican.
No, but
In
I'm
fact-
saying he comes from this piece. You know, you personally were upset that they killed bin Laden because you felt he deserved a trial.
to war.
You wanted a trial for him.
Yeah,
And
I wanted to know if it was legal in the nation, you know, that we live to do this, right?
Right.
I questioned whether or not it was legal. Is it legal to do that?
Right.
Right? But he's a Democrat, though. My son said, he goes, Mom, in the whole school there's like 5 Democrats. He said, I get into the greatest discussions about, you know, what's going on politically. And he grew up in a family where we discussed politics at the dinner table. So he's well-versed in
But
what's going on.
here is the turnaround in your life. You left your first show, which was very successful, because you wanted to be home with the family. The kids were young.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, you're living in Chicago. You got your one daughter with you. 2 of the daughters are living with Kelly.
A daughter and a son.
A daughter and a son are living with Kelly.
Well, they're doing halftime, right? So the oldest boy, Parker's away. Chelsea's living with me, and the 2 little ones are doing, you know, half and half.
I feel like you're free and clear now. With the kids. I mean, I feel you're back to being, you know.
She dropped them all.
I feel you got everyone sort of in somewhere and stashed away, and you're running around in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm at all the gay bars dancing till 3 in the morning.
No, you have a new girlfriend.
Exactly, who you will love, Howard. Because remember when you were saying to me, hey, did you have a crush on Beth? And I said to you, when she did The View, and I was like, no, she's too perfect for me. I'd be too intimidated to go near a woman who looked like that.
Right.
Cut 2, I'm in Starbucks, and I see this woman in front of me, dressed perfectly, very Beth-like,
Right.
holding a puppy, and I have a puppy just like it, and I was thinking of getting another one for Chicago, and
Right.
I thought she was a straight 28-year-old, because that's what she looked like, and I start talking to her, and I'm like, you know...
And by the way, this one, just so I'm clear, this one doesn't have any kids, right?
No kids.
Perfect. All right, go ahead.
Perfect.
Yeah, and you're not having kids with her, right?
Not at the moment.
All right,
but,
go ahead.
Yeah, so she's holding the puppy, and I'm like, you know, I got a dog like that. Where did you get it? And we start talking, and I said, here's the thing.
Were you
have to
hitting
worry.
on her?
No, because I didn't think she was gay at all. I do, you know, it's like she's got a Beth vibe, honey. She wears high heels and Prada belts and a lot of jewelry. Like I thought she was just a straight girl.
So your gaydar wasn't going wild.
Honey, not only was it not going wild, it didn't even register a possible blip.
But why did you start talking to her? Because she was beautiful?
No, because of the dog.
Exactly, because of the dog.
But listen, Rosie sees 50 people a day with dogs. She tells them to fuck off. Why did this one she's all of a sudden talking to?
I'll tell you why, because I have a 4-pound Chihuahua, and she was holding a 3-pound Pomeranian.
Right.
And I wanted to know if it was full grown because, you know, I can't bring the big dogs back and forth. So I have a little Chihuahua, and my daughter Chelsea, who's living with me here, I wanted to get her a little one so Missy would have a friend and blah, blah, blah.
So so when you're talking to her,
yeah,
does she recognize right away it's Rosie O'Donnell?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But she didn't say it, you know.
And she's wearing a little hot dress, and she's got high heels on.
No, she's got like jeans that, you know, your thigh don't touch kind of jeans.
Right.
Like
and she's 28.
No, she's 40.
40?
She looked 28.
Tight ass, big boobs, the whole thing.
Honey, you're a dream girl. I'm telling
Really?
you. Remember in the studio?
Who does she look like?
Julianne Moore.
Oh, my.
Yes, red hair, green eyes.
So you're talking to her.
I'm talking to her, and I said, you know, here's what happened to me. I got a little Chihuahua when I was 33, and the next thing I knew, I had a son. So you're probably going to have a baby soon. And she, you know, told me that she was trying to have a baby, and you know, and I said, oh well, you know, maybe your husband. But she said, oh, I don't have a husband. I'm a lesbian. And I laughed. I was like, I said, that's funny.
Bingo.
I said, you're funny. What's your name? And she said, you know, Michelle. I go, no, seriously. She goes, no, I am a lesbian. I go, you're a lesbian. If you're a lesbian, you're one of those lesbians for 14 minutes. You're not a real. She says, I've been out since I'm 24 years old.
Wow.
I'm like, and how old are you now? 28? She said, no, 40. I go, first of all, I thought it was Ashton Kutcher on Punk'd for a minute.
This is too good to be true.
Well, yeah, and then I didn't trust her for a while. I'm like,
well, what do you mean you didn't trust her?
Because, like I said, I was intimidated by the beauty. I was a little thrown by the, I don't know.
Well, Kelly was beautiful, but you're talking about a whole nother level up.
Kelly is beautiful, and it's not about levels. It's just about she's very much of a girl. I've never dated a woman who is so much of a girl.
Feminine.
Exactly.
So wait a second. You meet this girl in Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, here's a picture of her.
Oh, yeah, pictures flying in.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you enjoy that, Howard?
Oh, yeah, baby.
I thought you might like that. I thought of you.
You'll bring her over to my place.
More than once.
We'll get her in a bikini.
Oh, yeah, she has a few.
Oh, look at her. She is lovely.
Yes,
is she wearing a wedding ring with you?
No, she is not wearing a wedding ring.
It appears to be. Wow, she's some knockout.
Yeah.
You know how to handle something like that?
Howard, that was my concern. I was like, hey, what have I...
You meet her in Starbucks. How long before you take her out on a date?
About 2 weeks.
What did you do? You started texting and calling?
Yeah, you know, my daughter was in the hospital for a while, and so I was going back and forth to the city.
What is that all about? Is she all right?
Yeah, she's okay. But, you know, for my 14-year-old. And so I was in and out of the city a lot for like a month. And, you know, so I didn't really have any time. So we talked for like 2 weeks on the phone and texting and emails and stuff. And then
that's romantic. And are you burning with desire for her?
Well, I was nervous, Howard. I was like nervous.
But you were thinking about her a lot.
And I was also thinking, could she really be gay? Like, you know, but then as we were talking about, you know, her life and her relationships, and I was like very.
You found yourself fantasizing about her?
Yes.
Alone in bed? You touched yourself thinking about her?
Well, Howard, you know.
I mean, that's okay.
There's all kinds of implements you can buy to help you do that. But no,
I know. Robin teaches me.
Oh, stop. Yeah, well.
So, okay. So you're thinking about her, you're texting this and that, and you say, let's go out on a date.
Well, yeah, she said, let's have dinner, you know.
Where'd you take her?
I was like, to a sushi restaurant, but in my town, because, you know, I had the kids and we had some stuff going on. So she came up with her puppy.
Right.
And met 3 of my children the first day, because what I thought was, you know, if this has any chance to ever be anything, it comes with 3 kids. Right?
It was clear it was a date, though.
You introduced the kids right away.
She doesn't fuck around.
Oh.
Because you know what? Rosie falls in love like in a day.
Immediately.
Yeah, like she doesn't even like date that much. As soon as she meets anybody that she's slightly attracted to, she moves them right in.
Well, I went on 4 dates. You'll be proud of me, Howard.
Right.
In the last, like, you know, since I've been divorced, which is like 4 years,
right.
I went on 4 dates with people I did not move in with. So I'd like to have a round of applause.
All right. So there is some discriminating.
Right, but when I say when I go on a date, here's how it goes. I go out to dinner, and then if I don't feel that thing that you're supposed to feel, like, oh my gosh, I want to like get to know you, I want to sit next to you, I want to snuggle, I want to, you know.
Right.
If I don't feel that, then that's done.
You
It's
move
like,
on.
And that's
right
fair.
away.
But that's fair.
Right away.
You say to them, oh, this was a nice time. I'll get in touch with you, and you never call, right?
Well, you know, because I'm a lesbian, they end up texting and we're friends. But I make it clear that, you know, I'm not particularly interested in anything other than that.
Women are so good with each other. They're so sensitive that way. Like me,
they
I would
can
just
be friends.
I just would never write the person and hide.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, I used to do that with therapists. Whenever my therapist pissed me off, I would change my phone number and just never call them back.
That's healthy. I wish I could learn how to do that.
Yeah, that's a good trick. I think you should use that.
So you go out on a date. Where do you take these girls to dinner? Because right away it becomes a story. This is in your neighborhood. No one squeals on you. No one says,
in Nyack it's very easy. You know that everybody. I've lived there a long time.
What'd she wear on the date? Was she wearing like no panties?
No. She's got some thong action going on, but no, white jeans and a black shirt and heels that I could not believe a human could walk in.
And no bra.
Oh no, honey, believe me.
Oh.
She's got the bra underwear matching sets, La Perla, something that she's taught me about. I now have matching bras and underwear, color coordinated, with lace.
Does it make you feel good?
It does, and I'm shocked.
So wait a second. This girl, you go on the date, and I know with the way you've described it, you like a nice big build-up sexually. You don't want to like just get it over with in 2 seconds.
Oh no! In fact, it was not. There was no chance or time. You know, So then after we went out to dinner, all it was a kiss goodnight, and then we
with a
went
tongue.
Out. Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, I'm 49,
Look at you.
honey.
Wow.
What am I going to do? Peck her on the cheek?
No time to waste.
There were 3 kids sleeping upstairs and 1 in military school. I couldn't exactly, bound chicka bound. And besides, I was nervous, Howard.
Do you initiate the kiss or she does?
I did.
Well, good for you.
Well, I was nervous to do it though.
But you knew she wanted it. If she's going all the way up to Nyack, she wanted something with you. I mean, where does the kiss happen? Out in your front door?
No, on my living room couch. I walk in
wow.
and the kids are waiting because the kids were playing with her dog, and the kids are waiting. Hi, and I'm like, okay, everybody, up to bed. Mom will be up there. And
yeah, but it's 4 o'clock. So they go up to bed. You get her on the couch, and you make out with her.
No, we don't make out. With 1 kiss.
That's romantic.
This is what I said to the kids. I go, you guys go up to bed. Mommy will be up in a half an hour. And she has since told me that when I said that, she thought to herself, oh, she's not interested, right? That she put her right. But I wasn't. What am I going to say? I have the kids. They're waiting in my bed.
No, that's very respectful.
Right. So
were you burning with desire?
Well, I was definitely wanting to kiss her.
Right. Oh,
and I did.
She's a knockout. I'm staring at the picture as you're talking.
She's beautiful. She's inside and out. She's so great with kids. She's really lovely. She's smart. She's kind. She's got her own. She's got.
So when do you finally bang her?
It took a few months, Howard.
Few months.
Because
you like that build-up.
Well, I was going back and forth to Chicago in the early parts of the summer to set up the show. Even right before the summer, I was going back and forth, and then
second date, you feel her up?
No.
Just kiss again.
We made out.
Oh, my God. See, women, when they're with each other, they love a slow build.
Oh, you kidding? And then all the letters about how great the kiss was, and then talking, and then send me a photo. Where are you? And,
look at that.
Oh, my God. It's romance times 1,000.
Did she sext you?
No.
No pictures of herself over the text with her legs or panties?
Oh, no.
Nothing?
Well, no. Come on. She's not a skanky hoe.
That's not hoe. That's fun.
Well, before you even make love to the person, they're going to send you pictures of themselves naked?
Not naked, but, a little something. So, all right. So you make out for a long time on the second date. Third date, I'm going to say by the third date, fingers. Now you're burning with desire.
No, let me tell you something. Here's what it went from. Kissing, to, could you come and spend 2 weeks with me?
Right. It was time.
So all 4 dates were just making out.
Where'd she come to, Chicago?
Just kissing. Miami. We went to Miami.
Oh, the house in Miami.
Yeah, which is really, that's the house. Every time I pull in, I go, who owns this place?
Right.
Oh, crap, it's me.
And when she saw that place, it was romantic time.
It was romantic time. But you know what? She's got her own thing going on, honey.
What does she do?
Money. She's an IT headhunter,
Oh.
and she's like, one of the most successful people in that field. And
that's attractive. I like that.
Yeah, she's got a lot of her own money, cash, life. She's got a Beamer. She wears all these designer everything and jewelry. And I'm like, where'd you get those earrings? She's like, I bought them.
Sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, a little bit, and that's what I was a little bit like going. Where am I going to find the trap door? Where am I going to hear? By the way, I was arrested for impersonating Julianne Moore and stealing $50 million.
Have you ever dated someone who had that type of personal income and was able to support themselves in that fashion?
No.
So this is a new avenue for you.
It is.
And then you
You're
say,
not
and
gonna
then the
be
insecure.
in charge of everything.
So then the
exactly, Robin. I'm not the boss.
So then the insecure part of you becomes a little more secure because she could afford. She doesn't need your money. So
In any
maybe
way.
you start thinking she really loves me.
Well, I don't think, Kelly didn't need my money. I mean, Kelly comes from a trust fund baby. She was
Oh.
a very rich kid.
Good.
Right? But, Michelle grew up very similar kind of financial way straight that I did, although she was in the most western part of upper New York State. Right? So
Is she a Gold Star lesbian or has she been with men?
What is a Gold Star lesbian?
Gold Star lesbian is a true lesbian who has never even messed around with men.
Oh, I didn't know that term.
I didn't know that
Absolutely.
either. And I
just coined it.
Oh, it's
3 seconds ago.
Gold Star lesbian.
No, seriously, I mean-
no, she's not a Gold Star lesbian, nor am I, Howard.
Well, I mean, you've messed around with some men, but very, very, very
Yeah, but
superficially.
I did the deed more than once.
Well, you tried.
No, honey, I lived with a guy for over a year
Oh, did I know that?
when I was 28.
And you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it
You enjoyed sex with this guy?
very much.
You
And
didn't
know
want
what
to
else
throw
I
up and
enjoyed?
go, and you weren't thinking about women the whole time.
No, you know what else I enjoyed? Going to the supermarket with him before the football game on Sunday and getting the beer, chips, and nachos and having the cashier say, "Oh, how long have you guys been dating?" And it was all of a sudden to be accepted in the world, not having to have who you're with be invisible and people pretend they didn't know. And listen, it's a long time ago. It's over 20 years ago, right?
So you're
But-
bisexual?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely gay.
Right.
But I see a handsome man, I'm not dead. I look at there's a sexy hot guy, I go, look at him. I don't necessarily want him naked in my bed, but I would like him to maybe tidy up around my house.
It must be painful for you when you're around me because I'm so handsome.
I'm telling you.
It must be confusing for you.
If I even went close to you, Jeanette Barber would have my head because.
Did the guy get you off? I mean, were you able to have an orgasm with him?
Oh gosh, yes, honey.
No kidding.
Everything works downtown. It's not like lesbians don't function without the right car key.
No, but I have many friends who are lesbians who say to me, the thought of the penis going in them is so repulsive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that they can't
No,
even.
well, I don't think that could possibly be true because there's a lot of.
Yeah, who are you talking to?
I have
Where
friends.
is this? What are you, women who? What?
All right, that's the second thing I made up.
I figured.
Gold Star lesbian in that.
And all of your lesbian friends who are repulsed by penises.
Well, but I have male friends who are gay and who have said to me, they quite frankly, they go to me, ugh, pussy is disgusting.
Okay, I have a friend, Dan, and he went for the first time when he was 30 to a bachelor party at a strip joint, and he was there, and his friends supposedly didn't know he was gay. The woman was on the stage, spread her legs in front of them, and he said loud, and everyone heard, "Oh my God, it looks like roast beef."
Right. Well, I would imagine it would be the same for you. You see a penis,
No,
and you're
not
like,
the same
ugh,
thing.
filthy
No,
penis.
not at all. No.
So now you get her to Miami. None of the kids are there with you.
Honey, all the kids are there.
Wow. And she's going to come for 2 weeks and stay with you?
Yes.
And go in the bedroom with you?
Yes.
That's a bold move.
And here's the best part of her. So we're second night. We're in the bed. The kids. We've put the kids to bed. They're asleep. We're in the bedroom. All of a sudden, knock, knock, knock. Come in, and in comes Vivi. I can't sleep in my room, and I'm thinking, oh dear God. And then in comes Blakey. Mom, if Vivi's gonna stay in here.
And the
then
hot
Chelsea
girlfriend
comes-
is laying there in lingerie and.
Yeah.
Ay, vey.
And you know what she does? She goes, "Come on," and moves over.
Oh, that was a good move on her part.
Not only it's innate. It was an innate thing, and I thought to myself, "This is so perfect, right?"
How was the first night of making love? Awkward because I know you're shy. Were you
Correct.
able? Were you able to get off, or were you so shy that you dried up?
I was no, honey. No, when Mommy's on bioidenticals, and trust me, downtown Niagara Falls.
Because
But,
you're on what? Biomedicals?
Bioidentical hormones. Beth doesn't have this yet. When she gets to be my age,
Is this because of menopause?
Yes, honey.
And it introduces female hormones and makes you wetter.
If you don't
It
have
keeps everything
hormones,
working.
it makes.
Are you on it, Robin?
No, I'm fine.
No, you're not. You've
Yes,
told
I
me you've
am.
had to use KY.
Never. I lied.
No, you didn't.
I did not.
She made that up. That's like the Astro Glide Star hetero.
Do you have to worry about safe sex the first time you're with her? Like, do you guys go get checked out, or you have to do dental dams and all that?
No.
Dental dam.
Yeah, dental dam.
You know, it's very, very rare for a woman to give another woman a sexually transmitted disease.
Well, can I tell you what I just read?
It doesn't happen.
You want to know? You want to know what I just read?
What?
That when oral sex occurs, like if I go down on a woman, that now they think it's a leading cause of throat cancer. Because, yeah, it was in the New York Times. I'm not making this up from some tabloid. I'm talking about the greatest newspaper in the world. If you go down on a woman and you get the human papillomavirus in your throat, yeah, you get throat cancer 9 times out of 10.
But that's if somebody has HPV, if they have warts, right? Which I would hope you would notice while you were downtown.
Please, what am I go down there with a flashlight?
Honey, you could.
I have my eyes closed.
Warts, babe, warts. They're very. You could feel it with your hopefully very skilled tongue.
So you're telling me the first night she comes to Miami, kids go to bed, she marches herself up to your bedroom with you, and lovemaking begins.
Yes, but honey, I was already in love with her. Right?
No, I understand you're in love. She's there, but now it's time to physically act out your love.
Yeah, right. And
so does she remove? Do you remove her clothing one piece at a time, very slowly?
Oh no, like Howard, this feels like a Penthouse Forum letter.
Of course it does.
Let me tell you this. It was really, really lovely, and like everyone else, when you're initially with somebody and you love them and you first have sex, it's kind of awkward because it's a new person and you don't know, and then as you're together, it's it's better and better and better and better.
No vibrators?
No.
Just fingers?
Just body parts, just doing it just like you and Beth.
Wow.
No toys.
No toys, nothing. Pure human love.
Pure skin on skin.
And when she took her clothes off, was it amazing?
Every time that she does, it is.
In other words, no cellulite.
I say to her, you look like a Barbie. You look like a human Barbie.
And
right?
she loves when you say that.
That's the thing. Here's something I found out that's shocking. That women who are beautiful, like Beth, like Mish, I assumed in my life that those beautiful women know it.
No.
And that I'm stunned by
Beth
this.
told me last night how ugly she is.
Oh, God.
I said, thank God you think that, because that helps me to take advantage of how beautiful you are.
Well, I can't sort of believe that, I can't believe that they don't live knowing it. I think if you're like the normalish woman like me, right, like chubby and overweight, whatever, you don't pay attention to stuff like makeup and lingerie, you assume that those super girly, sexy, beautiful women walk around with an air of, aren't I the goods, right?
Were you ashamed of your body? Were you like, I'm not good enough to take my clothes off, let's put the lights down, I don't want you to see me?
Yes.
You were. Did you keep your shirt on? Do you keep your shirt on?
Oh, no, honey. No, it's not like ashamed, like, oh, don't look. But, listen, I'm 200 pounds. She's 100 pounds.
Right.
I was afraid I would roll over and smother her in the bed. I didn't know. It was like, honey, be careful, because I don't know if you're used to be, but she's so...
Do you suck in your stomach? Do you start to worry, like, hey, I'll try and look good here, and like, I'll try to look
Next time
thinner.
I'm there, I will actually show you my stomach, and the sucking in hardly even helps.
Had she ever been with a large woman before?
Yes.
She had.
Yes, she's been, she's had, she's not invested in it's not about looks for her, which obviously.
Yeah,
right?
Same with Beth.
Right, it's not about that.
Do you do what I do? I walk to the bathroom backwards so that she can't see my ass. I'm not kidding. Yeah, I have cellulite.
But wait a minute, you showed your ass on national TV.
Yeah, that was
but
that was maybe the biggest mistake of my life.
But we all know your ass, Howard.
Even Beth said to me, like when I was 7, I saw that on TV. And I thought it was whatever. I don't know how old she was, but well, she had to be around there.
That's gotta hurt.
She goes,
What's the age difference with you two? What's the age difference?
Not much, 19 years. But
19?
I look incredibly young. So
I know you do. I've been around you. It's hard. The pheromones are flying.
Yeah, it doesn't look weird at all when she's with me because, listen.
You're evenly matched.
Beth's turning 40 and I'm 57.
Yeah. Well, honestly, you do look pretty amazing, Howard. I got to tell you.
Exactly.
You always
so do you.
Fit. Well, honey, I could use to lose about 40 pounds. But
do you think you'll lose 40 pounds now that you're with this new woman and she's so?
Well, here's the thing. I actually have lost some weight already, and she's very interested in health, right? She eats healthy food. She works out, and she keeps saying to me, I want you to live. You need to live.
Was she in the audience for the first show that you did at the Oprah thing? Of course,
Yes.
that's the greatest aphrodisiac. If she wasn't turned on before, when a woman sees
And all your glory.
well, even Beth says when she sees me working the radio controls, it turns her on.
Well, you know, it's funny because she came to the rehearsal, and we had a rehearsal on Sunday because we were going live yesterday.
Right.
So she, for the first time, sat and watched me sort of do what I do. And
Do you find yourself trying to make your job look more complicated in front of her so that she's even more impressed?
Or
Like
that you have to tell people what to do.
like
that
use
sort of
like
thing.
start bossing some people around, or tell people like some television terms, like
Well,
you know,
here's
we got to sweep this quarter hour, please. You know, I know about this. Do you find yourself doing that? I do that with Beth.
I think I do it a little bit, but I will tell you this, that I am always bossy, so it wasn't like I was acting.
You should have fired someone right on the spot. That would have gotten her. She would have been naked in your room within 2 seconds.
With all the kids, that wouldn't have been good. But she was sitting with the kids, and so I didn't even realize that it was, you know, it's the first time she sort of had seen me, like, in that work professional mode of being the boss. And so I was doing what I do. Like, you know, we're not going to use the two-shot. We're going to use the one.
Yeah.
Please have the jib when the boys come out. When the Broadway boys. I was doing all that, but it was real, right? And then we go out to dinner, and she goes, it was amazingly exciting to watch you do. I'm like, to watch me at rehearsal in my sweatpants? She's like, honestly, honey, you don't know. I was like, oh, my God, you're going to have to come to work with me every day.
Are you making love to her every day?
Well, honey, it's pretty new. And
Right.
I would say we have a very affectionate relationship.
Do you ever make love with her back in your office at work?
I have not, no, because there's many people here,
Right.
and there's usually at least a child or two.
Are you guys obnoxiously affectionate in front of the staff, or do you keep that under wraps?
You know, I don't think obnoxiously, but my children do say, like my 11-year-old boy, Mom, get a room, which is now his favorite line. Get a
So
room.
every night you're making love to this beautiful woman.
I wouldn't say, you know, every night, honey, I'm 49 and
Right.
I'm tired. And when I did, like, you know, the build up to this show, we did 2 rehearsal shows every day because I couldn't get it right. I was, you know, it's an hour show, right? The shortest I ever did when we were on tape, not live, like we did last night, like we're going to be from now on.
Right.
I did an hour and 22.
Wow.
Wow.
And I was like, what the hell is happening?
Right.
I couldn't get it to an hour. And so then the Thursday, I was really frustrated. We had done this piece with the Broadway kids from my school dancing, and Javier Colon was singing, and I came up and said at the end, thank you, kids, give Javier some love. And they all just spontaneously ran and grabbed him, and I said, what do you have to say to him? And they all in unison said, thank you, it was adorable. And I said, we'll be right back after this. And then I hear from the booth, we're going to have to do that again. You forgot to do the NBC plug. You did not say NBC, the voice on NBC. I'm like, I'm not doing it again.
Listen to me. Listen to me. If those imbeciles who run that OWN network had any brains, they got no programming. They have no ratings.
Honey, it's hard
you
to
want
start a
go,
network.
listen to me. If you want to go an hour and a half,
You think they should just let her go?
let her go. What else they got to do? What, they got to get to what? Reruns of what?
Well, so don't they have some kind of Oprah show on after
They do. They have a brand new Oprah show.
Start the Oprah
Life
show.
Class.
Start the Oprah show. And let's say Rosie goes an hour and 25 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So
well,
start the
It
show.
is an Oprah show, though.
So what?
Well, you know,
All they got
gotta have
is empty
programming for
slots.
Well, we got to have programming for commercials, but you have to remember when networks started, like Fox, you know, they just did one night.
Right.
When CNN was on, nobody watched it for 3 years. The normal platform to launch a network on cable is anywhere from 3 to 7 years.
But that's why I'm saying they got you. You're high profile. You're getting great reviews already.
Let her go.
Do your thing.
Give her a 4-hour show.
Why does it have to be? Let her go for 4 hours. Who cares?
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm going to be doing Sabago Gigante.
No, but I'm saying if you're there anyway and you feel like going, go. It's live. Go for it.
Well, I got to tell you, we had Russell Brand. Have you had him on your show?
Many times. Fabulous
Okay.
guy.
Genius, too.
Right.
Yeah. This guy's a genius. And he could have went forever.
Right. So
I actually
what?
hated it. Hated having to say, we'll be right back with the game. I wanted to just stay with him.
So why didn't you? And then
Honey, we have an hour. It's a regular TV show. We have an hour.
But why can't you say, listen, they've got nothing on. The entire day gets 0 ratings.
Well,
they got
Rosie
you.
has a new girlfriend. She wants to get back to
No,
her.
she doesn't. Listen, she's got plenty of time. How long can you, in a session, can you make love to her? I know gay women will go for hours.
Yeah. Of course we will.
Right.
Because there's no, you know, it's not as though one and we're done. I have to run out and get a blue pill, right? There's lots of caressing and touching and all the stuff that apparently bores you men.
Well,
that we
you
just
know what?
do for hours.
I'll let you know something. I'll let you know a secret about this man.
Yeah.
I like all that stuff. But
I've heard that about
Beth is bored, but she wants it She
Get
wants
off.
it. She's like, let's go.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Stop
yeah.
with all the fooling around.
She doesn't. She is very different.
Well, so she's definitely not a lesbian. I can tell you that.
No, she's not. I told you what happened. Beth went for a massage. These women.
Did you hear this, Rosie?
I did not. What's the massage?
This is some sexy story. You got to hear this. Well, there's another massage story I'm not even going to go into, but just the other day, she stops in some place.
It's a little nail salon.
Little nail salon.
Right.
Korean woman. So Beth's sitting there waiting for a nail salon. She says, "Oh, do you do those massages?
You know,
like
the chair massage.
The chair massage.
Right. They do like your neck and your arms.
Right. The woman goes, you'll come to back room. Beth goes, oh, okay. She thought it was a little weird. Goes to the back room. She puts her neck in the thing, like
Put her face in the cradle.
Yeah, you understand.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of minutes later, she goes, the Korean woman goes, do you mind? And she goes, what? She goes, take shirt. So she lifts Beth's shirt off and takes her bra off and starts to rub her sides and her breasts.
Seriously?
I swear to God. And she's telling me this story. I go, don't you know that's inappropriate? And she goes, well, yeah, but it felt good. I said,
okay, wait.
Yeah.
She went to get a mani-pedi,
right,
and she got a boob massage?
Yeah. And then a guy walked back there, and she says it was nothing. I said, are you... What? I don't even... she's like little Annie Fanny. She's just like... Did you ever read Playboy, little Annie Fanny?
No.
Everywhere she went, people were taking her top off and doing things to her.
Wow. And so what did Beth do? Was there a happy ending?
That's what I said. I said, honey, did you get up and leave? She goes, no. She rubbed me and it felt good. And then she was done, and it was about 15 minutes, and that was it.
Oh, so she didn't try to go downtown?
No.
But she did say she rubbed her thighs.
Yeah, because she was wearing cutoffs.
But they don't usually touch your thighs in a chair.
I don't know what was going on.
Thighs at a nail salon.
Yeah, well, but the kicker is...
Beth may have said something in Korean. It sounded like massage.
I think
but
so,
actually
too.
was like, can you do me almost right to the edge of glory? I don't know.
Sounds to me like you're liking this whole Chicago setup. I can't even believe it because, I still think they could have done the show from New York.
Well, we were going to do the show from New York, truthfully, but because the Oprah show was winding down, didn't end until May 25th, by the time that we had all of the studios to choose from, there were no studios that I wanted to work in. I'm very spoiled. I was at 30 Rock for 6 years, right? And then when I did The View, it was over on the west side. Literally, there were rats in the dressing room. They would chew through things. It was really near the river, and it was not a good environment. I didn't want, one of those Unitel all the way on the west side. And so of the choices, we didn't have many. And then, Oprah said, if I can give you the jet, you could go back and forth. Now, initially, Howard, we weren't going to do this kind of show.
Right.
I was going to do Oprah show, right?
Well, thank God. Someone got a hold of Rosie. I heard the original description of the show.
Right.
It was some serious issues. This and that. I said, listen, 7 o'clock at night. People want fun.
Have some fun.
Have some fun, for Christ's
Right, well,
sake.
we were originally at 4 o'clock. We were going to fill the spot that she left vacant, 5 million women watching, right? That was the goal, was to do her show with her staff at 4 o'clock, bulk tape a bunch of them, be here for 5 days, be home for 15 days.
Right.
Be here for 5 days. That was the original plan. Then around July 4th, they said, we're going to put you on at 7 to launch into the new nighttime programming, because there's all new programming that started yesterday, right? So I was like, well, at 7 o'clock, I can't do a 1 hour single topic just for that reason. If it worked in Fringe, they would put all those shows on in Fringe. It doesn't. It's game shows and entertainment, and that's what people want.
Yeah.
And so I was lucky, I think, because I don't think I would have been good at that other one either, Howard, because I get pissed off about things that I feel are unjust.
Right.
And then I'm not entertaining.
I think some of that's entertaining. I do. I like when you're opinionated. I don't want you to go I'm going to hold back here. I like when you let it go.
No, I won't be holding back. And
the Yentas who watch that stuff will love it. Believe me, I'm going to watch.
Yeah?
I would have watched last night, except that...
I caught the first part, and I was like, wow, Rosie's doing stand-up. This is great.
Yeah, good for you. I'm happy for you. And believe me, it's good to see you back at work. I figured you'd go back.
Yeah,
and
you you were the reason that I actually did it, because before I went on the radio, I was thinking, well, I'm not going to do any. I'm 50. What could I do? And I love doing that radio. If they had only paid me a penny, I would have stayed.
Right.
And then it all, here it is.
Are you still affiliated with Sirius? You are, right?
Yeah, totally. And I loved it. Actually, I loved doing the radio. And I never used to listen. Now I listen all the time.
Are you broadcasting your nightly television show on Sirius, the audio portion?
Yes, they are.
Good.
And
Okay.
I'm doing like twice a week answering questions for an hour, having call-ins about topics. So I'm still going to have a presence there on Stars. I would have much preferred to be on Howard 101.
Yeah, well, me too, but that evidently wasn't in the cards. All right, listen, watch The Rosie Show, weekday nights at 7 on OWN. She's in a good place. You can see, if you see these pictures of this woman she's banging, you can see why she's in a good place. This one I approve of.
Thank you, Howard. I thought so, actually. Second date, I thought, when Howard Stern gets a look at this one, he's going to be a happy man.
Oh, my God. And, I have to have her over in the summertime so she can wear a bikini.
And she will, my friend.
Oh, yes. And that is something,
Proudly.
even if you can't make it, send her over.
Okay, I'll be there in a muumuu, and
All
she'll
right.
be in a bikini, all right?
Good luck with the show.
All right, thanks, Howard.
We'll all
Thanks
tune
for having
in. And have you met her parents yet?
Yes, I have.
Already?
Honey, we're gay women. Come on.
We
We met the
moves right
family.
along.
We're getting wedding invitations printed. You'll be invited.
Oh, are you getting married?
I think it could be in the cards. It's legal in New York.
Have you asked her?
I think we've discussed it.
Wow.
Wow, this is moving fast.
Howard, come on. I'm 49 and I'm gay.
Wow. Well,
the old joke.
What is the old joke?
What does a lesbian bring on a second date? A U-Haul. What does a gay man bring on a second date? What second date? Good night. I'll be at the gay yuck hut for the next 2 weeks.
But if she wants her own kids, you can't get started with that again. I see already. Listen, the two are living with Kelly.
Yeah.
You got the one with you. You're downsizing.
Yeah.
It's enough
But
with the
can
kid.
I tell you, for me, honey,
it's enough
can
for
I tell
you.
you the truth?
Yeah.
To hold a newborn baby, I don't even need any antidepressants.
Go to an orphanage.
Hold an
I'll
AIDS
come,
baby.
I'll
That's-
come home with 20, like Mia Farrow.
Well, what medications are you on that you're so happy?
Well, I'm on a very low dose now of Effexor, and
What
sort
is
of
that?
weaning off of it. But I'm actually, I'm in a good place. I got to say, my hormones are balanced. I've been doing my TM, mister, for about 2 years.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Yes, I do my 20 morning, 20 at night, and I'm in a good place.
Excellent. All right. Very
you go.
good. I'm happy.
All right, good to talk to you all.
All right. Watch The Rosie Show weekday night, 7 o'clock on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Has Oprah mentioned me?
Oh, yeah, we talk about you often.
I bet you couldn't have me as a
She
guest.
probably doesn't bring you up at all.
I don't think Oprah would let me on the show as a guest.
Will you come
Listen.
to Chicago?
No. But listen
Come
to
on,
me.
Howard.
No.
A whole hour. You and me, a whole hour.
A whole hour.
1 hour, just you and me.
But do you think Oprah would want that?
I am sure she would.
Really?
Yes. I'll fly on my jet. I know you don't like to fly.
What do you mean your jet?
They give me a jet to go back and forth.
Oh, you're kidding. What a mega
This is a
deal.
good deal.
What are they paying you?
Claudia getting wanded every
I don't know. You're kidding. They gave you a jet.
Yes, not to keep, but to use.
And you can use that for carte blanche, like you decide, I need to go to New York tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, my God. What are they paying you?
Good money, my son. Good money.
Are you getting, I'm going to guess, I haven't even thought about what you're getting.
Think about it.
Are you getting $15 million a year?
Here's what I would say, Howard. That's very in the vicinity. If we were near, if we were on Price is Right, you'd probably get a second guess for that. But yes,
I'm under?
You're very close to the number.
Oh, my God.
It's not a bad gig, honey.
And
they're very
also,
generous.
and bonuses?
I got it all, like you do.
Well, like I do, then you'd be lucky
Then
to
you'll be
collect.
fighting.
You'll be in court trying to get your bonus. They gave me a bonus. I hit a home run. No bonus. They said I read the contract the wrong way.
It wasn't you didn't hit a home run. You hit a grand slam, and they wouldn't have this Sirius XM if it wasn't for you. But it's no $100 million deal, honey. But believe me, it's going to take care of everything I need.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
It's a good thing.
Good for
and
you.
listen, can I tell you, if I find a Gold Star lesbian, I'm going to call in with her, all right?
Yeah. Hey, where is your girlfriend? Is she there with you?
She's with my daughter, taking her to school right now.
Oh, boy, she really is moving
She's
fast.
moved right into the chores and everything.
Yeah.
Honey, she knows what she's doing. She figured out how to work the remotes in the new house. That's why she can never leave. I'll never be able to watch TV.
Next time you call in, have her at your bedside.
All right, baby.
And You'll leave the phone down. You won't tell her I'm on the air, and I'll listen to your lovemaking.
All right.
All right?
That's a deal.
And what are the kids calling her? Hot mommy? What are they calling her?
Well, you know, it's funny how they used to call me More Mama,
Yeah.
right? She said, what name do you want them to call you? And she said, how about Mini Mama? I'm like, that's pretty funny. But it's cute because, like, my daughter, she drives my daughter to school, Chelsea, and Chelsea brought her into the school, and everybody's like, who's this? And she said, it's my stepmom, right? Which was really touching and beautiful. And it's good. It's all good. She's really lovely. And we will all have dinner, I swear to God, and we'll make it work. You will not go to the Hamptons every weekend.
Right.
You will meet me in the city.
No, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to
my
taking...
treat.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to a private jet ride.
Honey, you say you're in. I'm flying you. We're doing it.
And you're not catching any gay vibe from Oprah. You still claim she's straight.
I not only that, I'm positive.
Positive.
I'm telling you, I'm 100% positive.
All right. That's all right. Very good.
100%.
You know, but your gaydar can be off. We've just learned that.
Then again,
No, you don't know.
the woman
Rosie-
I'm sleeping with, I did not think was gay either.
Rosie
No, but
hit on Oprah. That's right. And she wanted to find... I asked her to do it.
Oh, God,
hey,
Howard.
Hey, by the
Now
way...
you'll never be on the show. Shut the hell up.
Here's something we can talk about sometime when we get together.
All right.
So I was invited to a party at someone's house.
Yeah.
I walk in, they say, Barbara Streisand wants to talk to you.
Oh, my Lord. When was this?
This was over the summer. I told you to come out.
Holy...
And so, listen.
Whose house? Sandy Gallen? Something?
No. Woman named Donna.
Okay.
I go over there, and they say, Barbara, out of everyone here, wants to speak with you.
Yeah.
I walk over.
Yeah.
And we entered it up for about an hour and a half.
I'm telling you, honey.
Just the two of us, a very deep conversation, Miss Streisand and myself.
And that
I
felt
brought your
good,
name up.
didn't it?
What? Beautiful.
Did it feel good?
Sure,
Yeah.
it felt good. But listen, who likes me? I mean, who knew? Who knew Barbara Streisand liked me?
Did you bring up my name? Did you
Yeah,
bring
I
up?
did.
And what'd she say?
She said, "Oh yes, yes, of course, yes."
Oh yes, yes, of course.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
good.
she
I'll take
likes
that.
you. She likes you.
I know she does. She stayed at my
Yeah.
home.
I'm recording an album with her, actually.
Oh,
The
really?
duets
Yeah.
album, Howard Stern and Barbara.
Yeah, I felt like I got to admit, I felt kind of good about myself. You know that.
How could you not?
Yeah,
First
I
of all,
mean,
you're a Jewish guy from New York.
Right.
She is the biggest Jewish star from New York in the history of the world, and she's the most talented woman that ever lived.
yeah, and then then she goes. So then she was supposed to come over to my house the next day. Except
What
I had
happened?
I had to leave. I had to go back for work.
Oh.
So I was like,
You mean you didn't take a personal day?
yeah, no, I took a personal day, and so no, so that didn't
That's
happen.
sacrilege. She asked you. She was going to come to your house,
Yeah.
and you went into the city to do a radio show
Yeah.
rather than hang with Streisand.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, listen, you know,
The woman's almost 70 years old, Howard.
Yeah, she was terrific. She really was really interesting. We talked about just about
You
everything.
know, I
there
don't
is.
even think of her as an age.
Well, I tell you what,
She's exactly 20 years older than me. That's how I know.
Wow.
we had a fascinating conversation, actually.
And she's one of the smartest women. She's all politically astute. She's got She's amazingly well read.
Yeah. Yeah, no. She kept up with me, no problem.
Oh, kept
Yeah.
up with you.
That's right. You know what an intellectual I am. Right?
You
I didn't
are
know
an
what
intellectual.
half those topics. I just faked
You
my
had
way
no
through.
idea what she was talking
I have
about.
no idea what anyone's talking about. I just go, oh yes, I agree.
Yes,
I feel the
I
same
agree.
way.
I
Yeah.
feel that way.
I'm a
as
big
well.
dummy. Anyway, listen, but I'll tell you about that sometime.
All right, but listen,
Yeah, you guys have things to talk
Streisand
about.
Invited to your house again. You cancel show the next day, and you call me, and I will fly in
All right, you got it.
to the Hamptons.
Imagine that. That'd be some scene. All right, listen, watch Rosie's show weekday night, 7 o'clock on
Yeah.
OWN. She's back on TV and getting fabulous reviews, and I will be watching too. All right, Rosie.
All right, thanks. Bye,
All right,
guys.
have fun.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Right. All right. There you go. John Lieberman's here with the headlines from the Howard 100 newsroom. This guy works his ass off. If you're doing something wrong, he's going to find out. So just give yourself up right now. This guy's a hard-working, hard-hitting journalist. Yes, John.
Scott the engineer has once again been approached by the Professional Bowlers Association to play in their upcoming World Series of Bowling tournament. Scott, sources say, is trying to drum up support around the Stern channels via emails to send him to compete again.
You know what?
What are these emails? Who's he sending them to? Did he send you an email?
You know what? So about a month ago, Gary comes to me and he says, or Doug Goodstein came to me, actually, from Howard TV. And he said, hey, Scott's been asked to go bowl again, the PBA tour. I said, yeah. He goes, well, last year we covered it on Howard TV, and, what do you think? Do you want to do it again? Scott approached us. He'd be interested. I said, look, let me think about it. So I'm thinking about it. I go, from what I remember, I watch Howard TV.
It wasn't that big.
It wasn't that interesting to begin with. Scott stands there like a lummox and bowls, and he bowls okay. He didn't do great. He didn't do bad. He was just boring. It was fine for what it was. I wasn't sitting and pining away for Scott to go back on the PBA tour.
Yeah, you haven't been thinking about it.
Yeah, well, Scott's been thinking about it.
Well, he had a great time.
Right, he had a great time. And don't forget, he left here for like a week or two, and no one missed him. And that's problematic when you leave and nobody knows you're gone, because it makes it seem like you're not that valuable. So then, Scott. So I said to Doug Goodstein, I think we'll pass on it this time. I said, I don't see the merit in it.
Right.
Well, next I guess they told him no. And Scott's sort of having an inner tantrum. He writes me a direct email.
Ah.
And he goes, I don't know if you are aware of this, but the PBA has asked me to bowl again on their tour.
So, in other words, he got the no from Doug.
He got the no from Doug. Now he's writing me.
And he wants to get a direct no from you.
I didn't even write him back. Never responded to his email. Right? I never responded. No. And I never fucking will. So then I write Gary.
Wait, that's rude. Okay.
Oh, good.
That's really rude.
And you're rude.
No, I'm not rude.
You were told no by Doug Goodstein.
I wasn't told no. I never got an answer. That's the problem.
Well, you're
I never
rude.
Got an answer.
All right.
Now,
So
I'm not rude.
First of all, you don't
ask
me.
a question around here and people freak out. What the fuck is that?
You don't ask me that.
I don't.
You don't
ask
bother me. When do you
don't
ever
bother
write me?
you?
Yeah, don't bother me.
Wow.
You
Who
don't
the
bother
fuck
me.
are you not to bother you?
I'm your boss.
Yeah, I know that, but I can't ask you a question?
Right? No.
Holy
no.
shit, what
You
the fuck is
can't.
wrong with you?
Because around here you go to Gary. You don't come to me directly.
Well,
because you were already told
I did, but
no.
I never got an answer.
Doug Goodstein told you no.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He's coming in to tell
He's coming in right now.
Now, he's going to... Listen.
This is what gets him worked up to bowling. Not the wife calling in. He could care less. This is what's going to get him worked up.
That's another fucking issue.
So, Doug
here's
my issue
Mr. Trader over here. Throw anybody under the bus he can.
Here's my issue with you.
Doug, you never gave me an answer.
After I wrote no to you, Doug, what happened? Did you tell him no?
I said he took. He said he never got an answer
Howard,
from you.
I got a weird vibe from Howard. He didn't seem really into it. I followed up with an email to you.
Right.
Didn't hear back.
That was fine.
Scott, did I not tell you?
So listen, Scott knows around here. You don't bother me with your shit because I don't like saying no to anybody.
That's right.
And you go, well, you
So
were
say no. Instead of a no answer.
No, you go to Gary like you do on everything
I
else.
do go to Gary.
Do you ever write me once asking me about your job?
Gary
do you
never
ever
came
ask
back
me about
to me.
what you should be doing every day in your studio? No. You
Gary
go to
never came back to me.
You want to bowl so bad you're throwing a tantrum.
Well, I'm not throwing a tantrum.
So listen to this. Listen, this is what matters to him. So wait, I'm not done. So then Scott doesn't hear back from me. Because he knows what that means. I don't write to Scott about his personal bowling. We have meetings for that. Gary, he has a conduit to go to Gary. He can go to Doug Goodstein. And when he hears that Howard's not interested, take the fucking hint. No,
okay, fine. Don't cover it for Howard TV. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't.
So then he gives up on me. Tim comes to me.
Ah, he went to Tim.
Yeah, he's going to everybody. He
came to me,
right?
And then we discussed it, and I said to Tim.
Right, so Gary then comes to me. So Scott knows what to do.
So you still getting questions about this.
Well, wait a second. In between Gary, I walk by Scott's studio, and Scott says to me, I want to go bowling, something along those lines. So I had just come off the air. My head was fucking spinning.
Hey, Howard,
Doug sent you a thing about the bowling tournament.
Yeah.
Do you have any problem?
I can't deal with it now because I just want to take a break.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm going to talk to Tim. I'll talk to Gary and find out what's going on. Okay.
Thanks. All right. Appreciate it.
Quite frankly, I was thinking about it. If there was any merit in it, if there was anything good for Howard TV or on the
so
radio.
you're still considering it?
Yeah, I was thinking
Just
about
don't
it.
bother you.
I was thinking about it, but he's bothering me as soon as I get off the air because he wasn't satisfied that I didn't answer his email. But he's already gotten a note from Doug. Gary he went to. So Gary comes to me, and I said, you know what, Gary? I like Scott. I got nothing against him. He wants to bowl. Let me think about this. I sat in my office and wasted 20 minutes of my time trying to think if there's any fucking reason I need this guy. And I still was saying, oh, what the hell? So then, I don't know. Gary then,
we discussed it, and then you said, you know what? We need him here.
Right.
So then Scott had come to me, and I said,
yeah, I mean, he's got a job.
But I said, you should talk to Tim. So Tim sat him down and said, no. Did Tim tell you no?
Nope.
What did he say to you?
Tim told me he told you no.
What did Tim say to you?
Tim came to me and said, as a friend, and first of all, he's not my friend.
Okay.
I'd like to give you advice.
All right. What was his advice?
Drop the bowling issue.
Well, that's what does that say?
So what happened?
Officially, that is not an answer.
Scott, I told you that 3 weeks before Tim told you that. I said just
everyone's
drop it.
nicely saying to you,
So
no
I
one cares if you bowl.
I dropped the bowling issue.
Well, then he comes up with a new plan. He goes, I want to take my personal time. So I get a memo from Tim and Gary. Scott is now saying he wants to take his personal time to go bowling. I said, oh, you mean when he has his vacation, it coincides with bowling? I said, that's fine
Well,
with me.
unfortunately, it doesn't coincide.
Right.
Unfortunately for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm...
Right. So I go, oh, that sounds okay to me. I go, you mean during his vacation? They go, no. He wants to take his own vacation, set up his own vacation, and go bowling.
Uh-huh.
I go, well, is he needed here? Because if he's not needed here, why is he here anyway? I said, do you guys need him here? They go, yeah, we need him. So I said, well, then there's no issue. Forget the fucking bowling. I want to go shoot pictures today for my photography.
Things I could be doing today that mean I wouldn't be here.
The only reason they're asking you to bowl is because you're on this show. Leave the show, quit the show, and go off and become a professional bowler. What are you waiting for? What are you doing? You're nuts. You're going to go campaign? You see how hurt he is? This matters to him more than anything.
I was trying to get an answer from somebody.
What do you think the answer is?
Got an answer.
3 guys told you, drop the issue.
I love it that he says Tim is not his friend. Tim tries to give him some friendly advice.
Right.
And Tim says, drop it. And he goes, that's not an official answer.
So the show, you don't want to cover it? That's fine. We
don't want to cover it. Nobody cares when you bowl.
Good. That's fine.
Unless you're bowling winter
to
recharge.
Do you feel like you have an answer now? Or do you need me to sit down with you?
Well,
and say
obviously
no?
you don't want me to go, so that's the answer. You gave me the answer.
Listen.
You gave me the answer.
I want you to have everything in life you should have.
I get it.
But you got a job. Listen, you're not 12 years old.
No, I'm not 12
You got
years
a
old.
job.
Okay, so...
Either you're needed here. I
do
asked
have a job.
around. I said, does anyone need Scott here? They told me yes. I was shocked.
Oh, wow.
As much as you are.
Yeah, right.
Isn't it nice that people need you?
Very nice.
So that's more important than going to fucking bowl. What is it?
Is there some free time you have that you could participate in this a little bit?
No, unfortunately, it happens during a week that the show is here.
Oh.
3 days,
Well, there you go. So there's your answer. You can't bowl.
Okay.
Wow.
I got an answer.
Right.
I was looking for an answer.
You didn't have an answer.
You got 5 answers.
You got 20 answers from 20
Doug
people.
never gave me an answer. Gary never gave me an answer. You never gave me an answer.
What did Doug say to you?
Off the
Doug
record.
said, we're not interested. Tim said, hey, drop the bowling issue. No one's interested. Gary said to you, it's not going to happen.
Okay, so fine.
What answer were you looking for? As far as writing me, the one time you wrote me a personal note is to ask about bowling. I don't know whether you're needed around here for bowling. I mean, it's an outrageous question. I don't have anything to do with that. Gary around here answers all of your questions.
Okay.
That's the pack. All of a sudden, you break protocol around here, but I'm bowling. Meanwhile, you got the answer from 20 guys.
I went to Doug first. I didn't go to you.
You went to Doug.
And
you
he
went
gave
to
you
Gary.
an answer.
Doug showed interest, and he said it would be a good follow-up.
Right.
Okay, that's Doug.
And I told Doug he's out of his fucking mind.
Because we do the behind-the-scenes show now. It'd be more.
Scott. It's boring.
Okay.
Watching you bowl is like watching paint dry.
You get it.
My
I get
fans
it. I get
who
it.
pay for Howard TV don't want to sit and look at your fucking bowling.
I get it.
I know this. Listen, I'm sorry. I want to do something today, too. I don't want to be here today. What should I do? Who am I going to cry to?
Really? Then I was just asking for some personal time off, 3 days.
Listen to me. Personal time. I want personal time.
Oh my God! You really do?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't get it. You still don't get enough.
Scott, can I have? No, I don't. I want more personal time. Can I have it?
You can have. Obviously,
you're laughing about my personal time. Your personal time matters. Mine doesn't.
I didn't say it doesn't, but
personal time. I said to Gary, I never heard this around here. What is personal time?
It's vacation time that I get from the company.
No, wait a second. I said if it's Scott's vacation, of course he can have it.
Well, it's vacation
time. But I heard that you have
Scott,
scheduled vacation. It's not right. And Gary explained this. Explain it to him again.
Okay.
Personal
vacation time is vacation time that you get. We've all agreed, since we've all worked here, that we all take vacation together. Otherwise, it's anarchy.
I do that.
Personal days. Here, you know what personal days are for. You're like a factory worker, but you know better. Personal days are for a funeral, a family emergency.
Not to bowl.
Not to bowl. That's not a personal day.
That's why I was asking if it would be
they told you no. I know they told you no.
I explained what I got. The answers I got.
What do you think the answer is? Did anyone say yes?
No one said yes.
Did anyone say it was a good idea? Did anyone say, I think this might work? Tim said to you, I would drop this if I were you, Scott. Your boss, your direct boss said, I would drop this.
Listen, I got news for you. I'm going to give you some advice. As your friend, I consider myself a friend of yours. Maybe not Tim.
Maybe you don't consider him a friend.
The kind of passion you have for this bowling is the passion you should have for when my equipment breaks.
I do.
Okay. That's what you should be excited about. Forget bowling. Bowling is for going once a week with your friends. You get a little drunk. You get away from the wife. And you sit there and you throw that stupid ball at those dumb fucking pins.
Right.
The way he yelled at you, Howard, when he walked in, I wish I heard that tone of voice when Lady Gaga's microphone didn't work.
Right. You'll never see him erupt. Except for
he erupted.
Yeah. Oh, the bowling.
Well, I never got an answer. That's what,
But you did. You got an answer. You didn't want to hear what you heard.
He said, drop the bowling. I said, okay, I'll take. So let me take a couple of days off.
That's not dropping it.
A couple of days off to go bowl?
So what happens when an emergency comes up?
So are you needed around here or not?
Yeah, I'm needed.
You are. So then how can we let you go?
Okay, I got the answer.
Right.
But also, Howard, suppose some emergency now comes up and he needs a couple of days. He already took him for bowling.
Yeah, but that was good for you guys. You talked about it on the air. I remember when he was bowling the last time. We talked. Then they call and say, we want to get on the air with Scott. And I go, you know what? I'm not even that interested in getting an update on him.
I remember your exact words to me when we discussed it was, you go, Gary, I remember seeing Scott Bowling show, and I don't remember it being stellar television. It was good once, but I don't think it merits doing it again.
It was boring.
Well, you should get Greg in here. Greg said it was the most boring week of his life. He said they shot like 80 hours to get like 10
my point
minutes.
Is, I want to do a Robin dating show. I can't get a budget for that.
No, please send Scott.
Oh no, no. Well, you know what I mean.
Well, everything was paid for. It wasn't. You didn't have to have a budget.
No, I understand that, but my guys, they get paid to sit there and stare at your ass for 80 hours.
In other words, the crew has to be paid.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Not you.
Look, Scott may have a future in bowling because the PBA CEO tells us his skills have impressed the other bowlers.
Let me tell you what impressed
they have, all right.
Here's what impressed the PBA. When I talk about it, they get attention. Nobody pays attention to bowling until I talk about it. It's got nothing to do with Scott. They're not looking for. If Scott wasn't on this show, there'd be no bowling.
Why didn't they say quit, Scott, and come on the tour?
Well, they did invite me, even if I said.
Well, there you go.
They invited me without coverage. They said if Howard doesn't want to cover it, you're still welcome to bowl.
So go bowl.
I can't because I.
You got a job. I'm so sorry you've got a job.
Then I asked for
Scott. I'm so sorry
for the days off. I mean,
Robin, do you have anything you want to do?
It's just.
I'll tell you what I want to do.
What do you want to do? I can find something.
It was just a question. Everybody freaks out from a question.
Should Robin leave now? She's got something she has to do. She doesn't want to say what it is.
Okay.
So female thing.
I'll tell you what I want to do. I was just telling John Hine this. I've always wanted to go to the Super Bowl. Always wanted to go. It's on a Sunday night.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I've investigated it a million times. About 4 years ago, I actually got a friend was going to let me jump on his private jet home from Phoenix.
Go ahead.
But I still was nervous about when we'd land, so I found out we were going to land scheduled to land somewhere between 4 and 5, and that made me nervous. So I spoke to the guy that runs all the private jets in the country. He told me the Super Bowl is the biggest night of the year for private jets.
Of course.
There's at least 300 in whatever town that's in. He said, you should land at 4, but I can't promise you that you will. So I said, I can't do it.
Right.
I got to be here.
That's right. You missed out on the Super Bowl.
I can tell you
go.
something I've been trying to do. I want to go to the Australian Open.
Well,
we're working during
why
that
don't
time.
you go? Take
it's
a personal
million
day.
miles away. I could never get back.
You know,
here.
Scott, which way do you want it? Do you want to be a player on the show and be important on the show? Or do you want to play it that you're so inconsequential that you can leave? Like, if Robin said to me, listen, Howard, I love the show and everything, but I've got to see the Australian Open. I would tell her you're out of your fucking mind. I need somebody here working with me.
Okay, I got an answer. I'm not bitching about.
You had an answer 20 times ago.
Can I just say one more thing, Howard, just for Scott? And I do mean this as a friend. You know that you've been butting heads with Tim and management about stuff here. Do you think when stuff like that's going on, it's a good time to say, can I take 2 days off when you're trying to show them your importance here and that we do need you?
He wants it both ways. I'm unimportant. I'm important.
No, I wanted an answer, an official.
But
yes,
writing
no.
me is, no offense, I'm not trying to sound like some kind of asshole, but like, you know what? If I work at Microsoft, let me say something. I got a brother-in-law who works at Microsoft. He doesn't have Bill Gates' home email, and he doesn't sit there and fucking hassle him. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand that.
About his personal days. That's something Gary handles here. That's his job. I wouldn't have Gary. If I want people contacting me, what do I need him for, those big teeth?
Wow, I had no idea.
Oh, you don't even know what goes on. You're protected. You were off in England during the death of Steve Jobs.
You're protected from assholes like me.
You're not
Sorry.
an asshole.
Sorry, I asked a question. I mean, that's all I was trying. That's all I was trying to do was ask a question.
I want to be home with my wife.
I mean, okay.
All right, you know. By the way, how'd that go when you got home last night?
I'm not making any comments.
Yes, dear.
Really? It wasn't good?
He is a jerk.
We asked him about it first thing this morning, and
What'd he
was
say?
stoic. He said, everything's fine. I said, did you sleep on the couch?
That I'm
He
interested in covering.
Well, of course.
Yeah, can we send some cameras there?
I said, did you sleep on the couch? He's like, I never sleep on the couch. I was like, well, did you sleep in a different room?
I sleep in a box in the garage.
What did he say? He's the Lord of the Manor. Of course he is.
said the floor was a little hard.
I am the king of my castle.
You had to sleep in a different room?
No.
Oy vey.
Well, what was the problem?
I slept in another state.
The problem?
Yeah, was there a problem?
You didn't do anything wrong.
Well, no, I didn't think so. I mean, people piled on in the wrap-up show too, and
I don't know anything about that.
Ralph and Richie, and so that I didn't think was fair. So yeah, I mean, when you get involved with people on this show,
right,
things can go wrong.
Right, absolutely. But you're not to blame. Listen, your wife decided to call in. Who told her to do that? That was crazy. I love when if your wife called in every day, I'd be happy.
I know.
Then you could go bowl because then I'd have her.
I wouldn't be happy.
I'd hire her in a minute.
I wouldn't be happy.
Right.
But people on the wrap-up show suggested callers that I didn't defend my wife.
Oh, really?
I thought that,
Well, how are you supposed to defend her? She was doing fine on her own.
That's what
She's
I said.
a firecracker.
That was my answer.
She didn't need you to defend her.
Well, I defended her when I thought she needed defending. When things got a little out of hand, I said, they accused her of wanting to leave early. I said, that was me. I had to leave early.
Right.
Wasn't her. She didn't have anything to do with that.
You're a beaten man. You can't bowl, and you got to go home and
got to go to
listen
Vegas and
That's
bowl.
right.
Please.
Yeah. So she was mad at you, but why was she mad at you? Who knows?
She was a little upset. But
did you argue or you just gave up?
You know how it goes.
Right.
I'm not gonna,
I'll go straight to the attic.
I'm not gonna.
Listen.
Please let me go bowling.
I know you love. I know you love bowling.
Send me away for a week.
I know you love bowling.
I do.
I know you do.
Yeah, I do. And
but listen, the Howard TV guys told me it was the most boring
for
week
them.
of
It was
their lives.
boring. I
The
I
TV
see
show
that.
to me was boring. No
Okay,
offense.
that's cool.
I mean, watching you bowl. I'd rather watch Wendy. I'd rather put the resources into Wendy the retard bowling. If the PBA wants to put her on that tour,
Yeah, maybe I'll bring them out there.
Right. But,
no, I get it. It's not exciting. It really. I mean,
it's
That's
terrible.
why bowling is having a problem.
I mean, but if you're asking me, and I don't like to get involved in this, but I would rather have my engineer here with me than hear that you're off bowling, which I can't really do anything with.
Okay, that's. Fine.
You know, if
It
you-
would be another thing if you were top of the PGA Tour, and if you don't go, you're going to miss $100 million payday.
And you know what was weird? Like the whole premise was that like Scott's a good enough bowler that maybe he'll win the whole thing.
No.
Not only didn't he win the whole thing, like
he wasn't even qualified.
he was just sort of at the bottom. He wasn't the worst bowler. He wasn't a great bowler. It was just such a disappointment on every level.
I'm not going to win the whole thing, obviously. Those guys are so good that, I mean, it's.
But we know, and you're boring, and it was
that's the
boring.
only reason to take time off if you're the greatest.
Like if Scott was bowling naked, okay, then I could see it'd be funny.
All right, well, we can work something
Once. It doesn't take 80 hours to cover that.
Believe me, no one wants to see me naked.
You know, the words bowling and boring are almost identical, except for 2 letters. Think about it. I've thought about it. Oh, when I got that letter, the email at
Oh,
home.
your hair must have stood on
I
end.
was just like, oh, shit. This fucking guy's asking me. I know I told Doug no, or I was thinking about it, but
Now I've got a personal email.
And then right after the show, he comes up to me. Hey, did you get my email about bowling? And I was like, Scott, I'm on it. I'm aware of it. You know, someone will get back to you.
What is it that gets into people around
No,
here?
I was being pressured for an answer.
They know that they're irritating you.
Right.
But they do it anyway.
I didn't want to irritate
Because they know
him.
I'm a nice guy. Most guys would
Are
just fire him.
scumbags,
That's
yeah.
right. They were just like, they'd say, listen, get him out of here.
He asked a question, get him out of here.
Right. No,
I
it's not,
appreciate
you can
I
ask me
appreciate you
anything
valuing
you
me.
want, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, that's Gary's job. You know what Gary's job
I
is.
appreciate you value me as an employee, and
Right.
you want me here.
Yeah, that's right.
I get it.
Yeah, what are we paying you for?
No, I get it. I understand, and I'm grateful for
All
that.
right, so go get to work.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, leave it there.
Yeah, leave it there. Get to work. Get passionate. You don't know what goes on. And you saw how he came in?
The way I mean, that was amazing.
It's been festering. Like Uncle Fester.
I
You know, he looks
need
like
an answer.
he looks like Uncle Fester, and he was festering.
everyone.
I thought his head was going to spin.
That vein popping out
Yeah.
scared me.
Yeah, and I mean, you've covered war.
I've seen a lot. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Guantanamo Bay. I have seen a lot. That vein
everyone.
might
You
have
don't
scared
wanna
me
see that
more
vein.
than the streets of Baghdad.
That's right. That's right. When he goes off, he goes off.
Gary, you've seen Scott over the years get in these types of situations.
I haven't seen him this angry since he didn't get his push-up money. I mean, he was screaming. He's like, "Oh, you're a fucking big shot." I was like, "Wow, is he?" I thought maybe Fred was playing a tape or something. I couldn't believe he was yelling at Howard like that about something like this.
Why, it seems like he's cooled down in recent years. He doesn't have these big blow-ups. Why is he so passionate? Like, why is this so important?
Okay, he loves to bowl. It's something that's really, really he loves to do. It would be like his version of bowling is me going on tour with Bruce Springsteen. I can't explain to you why he loves bowling, but he loves it. So I get that. I get that this is something that means a lot to him. But everybody on the show has made a sacrifice for something that means a lot to them. Listen, I missed my best friend's wedding. That's no fucking bullshit. My best fucking friend. I was in the wedding party, and I missed it because it was the same night that we were doing a pay-per-view. And Howard goes, "I fucking need you here." And I missed my best friend's wedding. These are sacrifices you make, man.
And why doesn't... Because like I was saying, he seems to have learned his lesson with these blow-ups, but this one just... He cannot let it go, and he's that passionate about bowling.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a couple of days away from home. It's fun. It's something that he loves to do. It makes when he goes there, they treat him like a big wheel. So I understand all the reasons why you'd want to do it. But we have this.
For once, the sad sack is being treated like a king, and
Howard taught me this lesson a long time ago. There was something going on where I was doing an appearance, and the appearance made me late for work, or somehow interfered with something. And Howard said to me, "If we don't have this, there's none of that. If we don't have this show, nobody's going to hire you for fucking appearance. Nobody's going to send you to go bowling. Nobody's sending you to the Super Bowl. Without this, doing this correctly, all the rest of that shit goes away." And so early on, I learned that this is the most important thing. This is the core of what everything else emanates from.
And all of your passion and all of your drive should be concentrated solely on this foundation, which is the show that...
Yeah, and then everything else is extra that you can pull off. Everything else is gravy.
Howard alluded to the fact that, his brother-in-law that worked for Microsoft doesn't have direct access to Bill Gates. Has our staff gotten too comfortable with Howard?
Well, you know what? That's a tough thing. We have a very small staff. We've all been together a long time. Scott's known Howard for 25 plus years, and Howard's given everyone access. You have access to him. You could write him on Lotus Notes. Everyone has access to Howard. So, I wouldn't have done what Scott did, but Howard shouldn't be too surprised when that happens. If you're going to give people access, people are going to abuse it. Howard thinks when you give people access, everyone's going to think like him and respect it. But everybody doesn't respect everything in the world. That's a problem.
So Scott's not necessarily so far off base or so wrong for emailing him directly, but
No, I think he's wrong for doing it. I think Howard should be surprised. I don't think Howard should be so surprised about it.
And he's also needling everyone around here to begin. I mean, this is where.
Oh my God! Yeah, no. The news department said to me, everybody knew what was going on. I mean, Scott went to the news department, basically drumming up this story so that this would happen, hoping that it would be, let's let Scott go bowling.
And now that it's come on the heels of the fact that his wife was on the air yesterday, it's kind of like the perfect storm for Scott's anger.
Well, I do understand why he wants to go bowling.
You know what he was doing to me for weeks? He would try to guilt me to doing more after I said, dude, the door's closed. Just drop it. He would say, you really fucked me. You know how much this means to me? Like, thanks
But how
a lot.
did you fuck him? You asked? You didn't make the final decision.
No, I told him he didn't want to hear my advice. And my advice was to drop it. I said, listen,
I don't understand why everybody was afraid to just tell him flat out no. He came to me. No, he came to me.
Just drop it.
Here's the thing. He came to me, and I knew the answer was flat out no. But it was Tim's place to tell it. Even Tim saying, "I would drop this if I were you." I would have said.
But after that, he did.
But I would have said, "We discussed it. We need you here," and the answer's no. I don't know why everyone's fucking tap dancing around.
I told him. I said, "Drop it. Done."
No, but nobody said to him. I think what he wanted to hear was Howard said no.
Yeah, but that's crazy because 3 people told him basically on behalf of Howard.
No, I get it. I understand. Doug, this is vintage Scott, though, right? I mean, when he gets something in his head,
Listen, it means a lot to him. We all get it. But you have a job. If it was a vacation week, this would be no issue. We'd be there, and he'd be there, and he'd be in all his glory. Here he comes. He's going to kill me. He's going right to me. He's going to blame me for everything. Watch him.
Scott.
And what's your problem? Why do you lie on the air? Why do you lie? You never gave me an answer. You never gave me an answer. Why do you lie?
I can't speak on his behalf, but I told you no reply from him.
You told me no reply.
Is no. No reply
to you.
From your email to him means no. Tim told you no. Gary told you no.
Gary never
just
told
don't
me.
take it.
Gary never
Scott,
told
I didn't
me
lie at all. I told you there are no
You told me he didn't
response
get
from
you didn't get an answer. That's
to
what
you
you told me.
and to me means no. When Howard doesn't reply, if he was into it, he would say yes. So he didn't reply.
Okay.
How do you interpret that? No, drop it.
I interpret that in my world as a no answer.
Did I tell you?
That's how I interpret
Did I tell you? Did I
when
tell
somebody
you,
doesn't
did I
answer,
tell you
that's
10
not a
times?
yes or a no.
Did I tell you 10 times that you asked me to drop it? Did I?
Okay, so I dropped you covering it.
Yeah, but I said to drop the whole thing, not just Mika. I said just drop the whole
Drop
thing.
TV, drop everything. The PBA was still willing to have me there without any
get
show involvement at all.
I get that it's important to you, but you
let your director go away to fucking L.A. with his wife and take a day off, okay? Is that the same thing or not?
Well, I'm the boss.
You're the boss, okay? He's the boss. No, he's the boss, okay? He's the boss. So how come the Pace gets a day off to go with his wife? It wasn't even for him to go to L.A. and get a day off, and everybody's fine with that. But all of a sudden, the bullshit starts when. So don't bullshit me.
Because he doesn't work for me.
Yeah. You're comparing apples to
You can yell at
oranges.
him about that. You work here. That's a separate company. So you want to yell at him about that? Let him yell at him about that.
I get it, but he's getting on my case about taking the days off.
No, I'm not. I would have no problem. It's not my call. I told you from deciphering
You got no
the
answer.
clear
you told me.
information
You
when
got
there's
no
no
answer.
replies.
In my world, no answer is nothing. It's rude. No answer. That's my world. When somebody can't answer you, then it's rude. Okay? If you ask
Well,
a
you
simple
made that point. You told your
yeah,
boss
I
that.
did. If you get a
Yes.
simple question, you get a simple answer. It wasn't a big fucking deal. One question deserves an answer.
I get it.
Okay? I told him he values my employment. All he would have had to say was in a response. I guess it's 30 seconds is too much time for him. I get it that you like to bowl, but I need you here. You're a valuable employee. Sorry, maybe next time. End of sentence. That would have ended 1 month ago. All I needed was an answer 1 month ago. The whole thing would have been fucking over. I didn't perpetuate it. He did. He did.
That's a
He
valid
did.
point.
I didn't.
Okay.
Everybody
That's a
sent
valid
me in a
point.
circle.
That's a valid point.
Two more quick things, then I got to run.
Right.
Richard Christie's new Charred Walls of the Damned album comes out today.
Yeah.
It's called Cold Winds on Timeless Days. Richard will be making some
Does
appearances
he make any
in
money with
Brooklyn
these?
tonight.
He doesn't make any money with this music, does he? Because
I don't think so, but I think he loves doing it, obviously. So.
There were a ton of drums in here yesterday. What was he doing?
I don't know, but I was thinking about Richard. You know, I got a copy of his record.
We ought to play a little bit of it,
And
shouldn't we?
yeah, I guess. But you know, it's a funny thing. He's such an accomplished drummer that if he had just kind of like hooked up with the right band, like he'd be the drummer.
he would never hook up with the right band.
Of course not. But he would be the drummer like in Metallica.
Sure.
There's no doubt he could handle that duty. Like when Lars was here, I wanted him actually to invite Richard up to play because he could handle it. But
Right.
Lars doesn't have a way of knowing that.
Right.
And I said, if the guy had just gotten into with anybody with any half a talent, you know, Metallica or Led Zeppelin type band or someone big.
Korn, anything.
Korn.
Yeah.
Korn. Robin would be sleeping with him right now. He was in Korn. But he never hooked up. He sat in a garage, I think.
He was in a warehouse, a storage
warehouse.
facility.
Yeah, real quick. Let's see our listen. I don't know the names of these songs. Let me see. Here he is. He showed up.
And he writes all of this himself and everything.
He writes them all himself. You know, it's a shame. You're such a talented drummer, but you never could hook up with the right people.
And why not become a session drummer? Why not work with studio?
I've done that before.
Did you ever smell him?
Yeah, who wants to be in a studio with me?
Session.
No, but you know, there's drummers that are a million times better than me that
Are
never
there?
make it too. Yeah,
I know,
it's
a
just the
shame.
luck of the draw.
I was just thinking of you, and I know you sit and you write this music.
Thank
I don't
you.
know
Howard.
where. I mean,
plus I'm here.
Do you
I mean,
get any
this
money
is
for this?
this is the greatest job I would want, better than
do
any
you get paid
band.
for this in any way?
Yeah, it's starting to come in a little bit.
Come on, be honest. Did they give you an advance?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
did. Oh, okay.
But I mean, most of that goes to recording costs. But yeah,
Did
it
you
was
make-
enough
how
to
much
pay
money
the
did you
band. Me personally, you know, maybe a few thousand.
$3,000?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
All right. Well,
Did you have to share it with Sal since you guys are partners?
No, but I pay the band members and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, is it a band or are these just guys who play behind you because you write everything and
Well, yeah,
to do?
I write everything and they play it, but I treat it like a band because they're
All right,
my friends.
Let me hear this. All right, that's very nice. That
Thank
sounds
you.
like Aerosmith a little bit. And reminiscent. A little more mainstream.
Gets
with that-
heavy here pretty
Oh, it does
soon,
with that
yeah.
racket.
He's got to start making noise.
Yeah. How old are you again?
37.
Yeah.
Still in my 30s.
This is good. I like this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Fred not good enough to play on your record?
I would be honored.
He's got a different style. I can't handle this.
You don't do this.
I can't handle it.
Right.
I couldn't play it.
You have a nervous breakdown. That's good.
Thank you.
Who's the guy on the guitar?
Jason Sukoff, one of my best friends.
Better than Sal?
I don't know about that, no, but he's a good friend.
You had to kill one of them.
Sorry, Jason.
Who's singing?
His name's Tim Ripper Owens. He's the guy they made that movie Rockstar about that sang in a Judas Priest cover band
Oh,
and
yeah.
then joined Judas Priest.
I thought Mark Wahlberg was in that movie.
He plays
he's playing him.
The singer, yeah.
Oh, you mean your friend is who it's based on?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I met a guy the other day told me it was based on him, too. Oh, this just in, breaking news. Scott is in the hallway screaming right now at Tim Sabian.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you maybe should be go covering
I got to
it.
get out there.
We'll pull tape in a minute.
We were isolating Scott when he was yelling earlier. It was that'll make some good calls.
Yeah, good funny phone calls. Hey, I should play one of Richard's funny phone calls.
Oh, you don't want the music
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do any of the other songs sound different than that one?
Yeah, how about song 9, I think you would like. It gets right to the point.
Okay. This sounds very busy to me. No, I'm not a music critic.
Yeah, but right here it starts rocking
If I
out.
was on America's Got Talent, I'd throw you right off the stage at this point. I'd hit that big X, man.
The gong.
Oh, all right. There you go. I understand. It's a heavy metal sound, right?
Yeah.
How many people bought the last album?
I think we did about 25 or 30,000
all right.
worldwide. Yeah,
All right,
Worldwide.
How many people are in the world, Robin?
7 billion.
You sold 30,000.
Yeah, but
Way to go, Steve Jobs Jr.
Some kid in Indonesia loves us.
Well, we have fans in every
We're
part
going
of the
to Indonesia.
Yeah, we have a tour in someone's living room. This music really touches me.
I get emails from kids in even like Iran and countries where they know my music, but they don't know what I do
before
here.
they fly into a building, they're playing this song.
but they'll see pictures of me licking Sal's balls on the internet, and they're like, "What do you do at your job?"
We conquered 3 blocks in Japan. Woof. That's not my cup of tea.
There's a song with a pretty acoustic part at the beginning.
I like a song I can get a massage to and sleep during it.
Wait, this is not your album.
This is. Oy vey. It's not for me, but listen, your fans are out there. I know they love it.
And thank you for playing it, Howard. I
You
appreciate it.
write the words?
Uh-huh.
What are you singing about?
Yeah. Heavy stuff, deeper stuff than you would think I am capable of.
All right, I got to take a break. Richard's new album is called what?
Cold Winds on Timeless Days.
Cold Winds on Timeless Days. Charred Walls of the Damned. I was going to say Charles Waltz.
Charles Waltz.
Charles Waltz.
Charles Waltz.
Scott, what do you want? You want to get fired?
I don't want to.
Do you want to get fired?
Tim, you
want
always
the job?
threaten my job.
Do you want the job?
Always.
Do you want the job?
You always threaten me with my job.
Do you want the job?
Of course I
Do you
want the job. If you think you got to fire me,
then do the job.
You got to. I
Then
do the job. Don't get nasty
Then do
with
the
me.
job.
Okay? You always hang my job over my head, which is pretty fucking rude. Don't hang my job over my head anymore.
Go to Gary page 1 real quick, and I'm going to play you some 3 interesting Scott things in a row.
Gary page 1?
Yeah, we're going to start with him and Tim fighting in the hallway, starting in green.
He's really worked up about this.
Yes.
It's driving me nuts.
They have video of this if you wanted it also.
30 seconds is too much time. I get it that you like the bowl, but I need you here. You're a valuable employee. Sorry, maybe next time. And that would have ended 1 month ago.
I wish he'd be in
was
charge
an
of
answer
something.
1 month ago. The whole thing would have been fucking over. I didn't perpetuate it. He did. He said, go to him. You said, go to him. You said, go to him. He said, I'll talk to him. Everybody said, friendly advice isn't an official.
I told you don't do it. Scott, what do you want? You want to get fired?
I don't want to.
You want to get fired?
Tim, you
want
always
the job?
threaten my job.
Do you want the
Always.
job? Do you want the job?
always threaten me with
Do you
my
want-
job.
do you want the job?
Of course I
Do you
want
want
the
the
job.
job?
If you think you got to
All
fire
right,
me,
then do the job.
Scott just
I
walked
do
by.
the job. Don't get nasty with me. Okay?
heard it.
You always hang my job. That's not a funny issue because he always does. Seriously, he always hangs my job.
That
over
is
my
crazy.
head.
Do you want the job?
This is the 5th time in the last year he's
Well, do you
done
want
that
the
to
job?
me. No, I don't want the job.
Give him an answer. He wants an answer. He wants an answer like you want it. Just give him an answer. Say, yeah, I want the job.
But he does this to me all the time. He hangs my job over my head.
But does it? Well, I got a different. I got a different.
What do you think it is?
I think that he's nicely trying to tell you that you need to do a better job, or you need to do what you're supposed to be doing.
Wanted around here.
Right. He's saying that we like what you do.
I'm not looking to be a professional. I appreciate everything you do for me. I don't want to argue with anybody. You know me.
No one's mad. Don't worry. You're all right. You're okay. Calm down.
I got more stuff to go over. I'm sorry.
You got enough to worry about.
I do. Believe me.
You gotta make sure your wife doesn't call.
That's why I want to go to Vegas.
Now there's an honest statement.
All right, hold on. We got.
Go ahead. What else you got? Oh, am I on?
You got 45
Scott,
seconds.
don't worry. Everything's all right. No one's taking your job.
Thank you.
Oh, there's so much going on. Scott and Tim were yelling in the hall about the bowling.
Yeah, that's been the topic of the day.
Yeah, they were. And then Scott came to me. Tim's always threatening to take his job, but I said, I don't think he's threatening to take your job, but he wants to know if you want the job. Whole place is a powder keg.
Scott, I know you said no answer means no answer in your book.
No answer is no answer.
But in your heart of hearts, did you think that Howard was
I didn't
trying to tell you no?
Yeah, I don't know what's in his head, to tell you the truth.
Do you think he made the comparison to his brother-in-law that works for Microsoft, who doesn't
Does
have
his
direct...
brother-in-law deal with Bill Gates or is close to Bill Gates in any way? Does his brother-in-law work for somebody for 26 years and has daily contact with that person? No, I don't think so.
But you don't think you overstepped your bounds at all by...
By asking a question? No, I don't. Not at all. I don't. I have no problem asking a question and expecting an answer. There's no problem. You know, if somebody is too imbecile or, you know, it's ridiculous to think that they can't answer a question. The whole thing would have been over 1 month ago if I got an answer yes or no. End of deal. Scott, we understand you want to go. We need you here. Sorry. Would have been over. Would I have been happy about it? No. Am I happy about it now that I can't go? No. That's life. But I do think I deserved the proper answer.
How much of this is about your desire to bowl, and how much of is about the disrespect you feel you've received?
Of course I want to
over
bowl,
the last
but it's more about the respect of giving me an answer. I mean, it was a thrill to bowl. But as you know, it was boring because you were there. It was boring for other people. Okay, I get it. Don't cover it. You don't want to cover it. I just asked for some time off. I asked a fucking question. If everybody gets out of sorts for a question, you know, just give me the respect of an answer. That's all.
What about Howard's criticism that, you know, you never email him about things that you could do better for the show, or you don't bring that same passion to the show, the foundation?
There was no passion. I emailed him a question. I don't know what the passion is.
Well, he's saying he'd like to, you know, have other emails from you asking, you know, what can I do better?
I send him stuff all the time for the show. I'm always working for the show. He knows that. I send him. I got complimented in a meeting a couple of weeks ago. He knows that I'm always doing work for the show. I send him emails constantly about the show. So I don't know where that came from either.
So this just all speaks to unfairness and disrespect from your vantage point.
That's how I feel. I mean, yeah, I get it that he appreciates me. That's great, and I love to be appreciated. But, you know, it would have ended a month ago if I would have gotten an answer from somebody, and not. As a friendly advice, I advise you to drop it. That's what does that mean? It's that as a threat. To me, that's a threat. Oh, I'd like to give you some friendly advice. That's not an answer.
There's obviously some tension between you and Tim Sabian. Does this date back to? Does this go much farther back than the bowling?
I'm not going into that.
Okay.
What's going on, Ronnie?
So Ass Napkin Ed and Debbie the pet lady showed up here, and she's out of her fucking skull. So we're gonna bring her in here. And dude, believe me, this is no act. She's nuts.
Ed, Debbie, good morning.
Good morning. It's not a good morning, all right? It's really not a good
Why? What's the matter?
Because I don't got my glasses.
I told her to put these on.
Because I had to rush because of this fucking nut,
Here, put
okay?
these on.
You have no
just
clue
put 'em
what
on-
he did
put
to
'em
me
on
today.
for the camera, at least.
No, I'm not wearing
Put
it. You
'em
put
on.
those stupid
What's up,
shits
your-
on. Don't
Put 'em
point the
on.
camera at me. Take this
Put 'em
shit
on
off.
for the
No!
camera.
Debbie, please don't
All right, I'm not going to yell.
Please don't yell.
I know.
Hi, Gary.
Good morning,
Please,
good morning.
I'm
How you
sorry.
doing?
I got a headache myself.
Right here. Right here. We're going here, guys.
Got that shirt on, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Really not in a good mood.
what's
I'm
good?
sorry, I don't want to yell.
You're good.
I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell.
Sit tight, and we're going to bring you in a couple of minutes, okay?
Thanks. I
Debbie,
appreciate it.
what's the matter?
She's
What did
Hold
to
it.
me? Can I tell you a quick story real
Yeah,
quick?
quick.
I'll do
A quick story.
He started at 12 o'clock. He took the the trip. He actually made it to the city,
Right.
okay? And then he tells me, I'm coming to your house, Debbie. So at 12 o'clock at night, I'm getting ready at 12 o'clock at night. My son is fine with me. Mommy, why are you bringing this guy to our house? I said, but Debbie, Brody, he's part of the Howard Stern show. He's not enough.
Calm down,
Okay, so I'm fine with my son. My son is getting crazy. I finally calm my son down. We're waiting up 1:30 at night. He tells me, finally, where are you coming? No, I fell asleep. Then,
Karen, guess what?
So-
I fell asleep in the
he goes,
Penn Station.
when are you coming to the train station?
Now let me tell him.
Hello, I was supposed to leave my house at 1:30 in the morning to come to the train station. So I said, well, I'll be there a couple of hours, okay? So then I figured, let me call him back to see what he's doing. I said, well, you're going to definitely meet me at the train station. He goes, well, I'm going my way down to the Howard
well, I
Stern
fell
show.
asleep in the
You're on your way to the Howard Stern. You weren't going to meet me at the train station. So me, I had to jump in the fucking shower.
cop hit me with the fucking baton.
Do you think the cops actually kicked him out of the train station?
It might hit me in my
Do you think the cops kicked him out of the train station?
Yes, for sleeping there. If they catch you sleeping there, they'll probably. And probably what he did is, I got this.
Right.
He's sleeping. He came back with his knife and he tapped him.
Well, why would he have
Get out of here.
Exactly.
Oh, he was supposed to meet me at the train station. Then I get to the train station. I left at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm reaching that train station. I get on track 16. Track 16. Is he at track 16?
I'm gonna guess no.
No.
No, I was at track 11.
No.
Yes, I was.
You were not at track 16.
I was at 11.
11, yes! What were you doing at 11? I'm at 16. There's nobody at the train station. Nuts are walking around there.
All right, I'll be back for both of you in a little while. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna bring you in.
And then you didn't even know how to get to the Howard Stern show.
All right, I'm gonna bring you in. Just stay close to the microphones when I bring you in, okay? Sit tight, guys. I'll be back for you in just a few
You had
minutes.
me walking like a nut.
I didn't have you walking.
You had me walking. You said you knew where to go. Didn't you say you knew where to go, Ed?
I did know where to go.
Who
Sit
looks
down.
good, Ed?
Sit your
Who
ass
looks good?
down.
Ed, but did you
Stop.
say I look good, though,
Sit over
right?
here. Sit over
yeah,
here.
sit over here now. It's
Now
like
you-
sit
now
over
you're
here.
ruining- that's Howard's
Oh,
gift.
that's Howard's gift, right? But who
Yeah.
bought Howard's gift,
That's
right?
Howard's gift. We got Howard a gift.
Who bought it?
Let me see that, by the
I'm
way.
paying you
open
half
that
of
up?
it.
We had a better gift.
Show- show
What
him
is
the
it?
gift.
Let me
I'm
see.
sorry, who's this new guy here?
That's the new
Could you
news
take it
gift.
out?
My nerves, I'm shaking.
Would you stop?
What is that?
It's a candy dish. It's a cookie dish.
We got him there.
I actually had a
I was
better
gonna-
gift for him, but I was in such a rush. I forgot my
was gonna get
glasses.
him-
I have no glasses
I was
on.
gonna get him. I was
Ronnie,
gonna
you
get him.
checking out to make sure that it's safe to bring into the studio?
Yeah, but you know, we don't. First of all, we don't
He was
accept any.
cheap. He didn't
We
want
don't
to buy
accept
the
any
nice
any
bacon.
kind of food up here. So
See, I should have got him.
I don't know what I don't know what they
You
want
were
to do.
supposed to
But
get the chess set. Why
I
did
was
you
gonna
get
get him a
Why?
chess-
Yeah, tell him at the chess set. Tell him at the chess
maybe it's
set.
something we'll leave on display in the studio
Yeah,
or something.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll keep it on display.
But nobody's.
Or Benji will eat
Nobody
it
will
or
eat it.
something. I bet Benji.
Tell him
will
about
eat
the
it.
chess
The
set.
policy is not to accept food for safety.
Exactly. We don't know what's in it, who made it.
Well,
you know,
there's
what the deal.
what is in there?
So
I don't know. Anyway, you picked it out.
You gotta get like one of those food testers.
He picked it out.
No, we just don't accept it.
Like
Really? But why?
the king had like.
Because we don't know who made it. We don't know where
yeah,
it
but
came
didn't,
from.
Didn't like a king or
I
something?
mean, I know you brought it, but you didn't make it, so we don't know what's in it.
It was from a bakery, goddammit.
Doesn't matter. We don't know who.
What the fuck you think we got it from a bakery? That a bakery put some fucking bomb in this shit? Why don't you say you got a fucking twan this
What
shit?
is that gonna
and you're
do?
gonna see
If
there's
there's
no
poison-
fucking poison
if there's
in it.
poison in
Like
it,
we're
that's
gonna
not gonna mean
poison fucking
anything.
Howard, please. All right, don't
I
give him
don't-
the
I don't
fucking
think
gift.
about
I
it.
knew we should have gotten the fucking.
No, he's
Nah,
gonna
you're
put it on
stupid. All right,
display.
yeah, we'll put it on display. Display this.
I'm not displaying it. I don't want it.
I'm listening to the Howard 100 News yesterday, and I think Shuli, it was Shuli did a report with Debbie the Pet Lady and Ass Napkin Ed. And the whole thing is that the two of them, remember when they scammed us and they said they were going on dates?
Couple, yeah.
What's happened is she had completely cut herself off from an Ass Napkin Ed.
Yeah.
Ass Napkin Ed somehow worked his way back into her life, and now they are legitimately going out on a
Are
date.
you buying this?
Yeah, no, they're here together, and they said, "Gee,
So? Whoa.
So, what was that? Who was that?
No. I moved the microphone still.
Oh, okay.
That was weird.
I thought it was a belch.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they said they're going to be down here. They'd love to get on for 5 minutes and say hello to the audience and talk about this date. Now, in the middle of talking about the date, she starts screaming at him because her hair isn't going to look good. She's nervous about what she looks like. And it was the funniest report I'd heard in a real long time.
In the middle of this report.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Well, they show up arguing, but it's just her. She likes to fight. He's very docile.
Yeah, he
about
doesn't
that
care.
stuff.
So anyway, for 5 minutes, I thought it'd be interesting to find out what this date
I'm
is.
not buying it because
Well,
they've scammed us before.
No, this is the first time they've ever physically been together.
Really?
Yeah. There's
Hey
Debbie.
there.
And Debbie,
Hi, Howard.
hey, Ass
Debbie.
Napkin, how are you? And Debbie, how are you? Looking beautiful, by the way.
Howard,
I think.
Can I put my sunglasses on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you have an image to maintain.
Is that
okay?
No.
819
Oh.
to you and 143.
Debbie, first of all, you may thank me for lining up that dog you found and getting him an operation.
I don't want to keep these.
Can I say thank you, Howard?
Yes.
Thank you, Howard. I wanted to say thank you so much for helping Stitches.
You know what's funny? I'm looking at you. You are a good-looking woman. You are.
Come here.
Ed.
Come here.
Ed.
What?
She's an attractive woman.
Yeah.
I mean, she got nice long hair. A lot of women who get older, they cut their hair too short.
Yep. It's nice long hair.
Don't touch her physically.
She said I guess.
Yeah, he was trying to get cheap shots off me today during our little date.
All right, the two
exercise.
of you kind of met on the phone. You kind of scammed me that you were going out. It was a
For
funny
whatever
idea,
reason. I don't
whatever
know what it
reason.
was.
I don't know. You wanted to get on the air, but now you legitimately are
On a date.
on a date.
On a real date.
This is the first time you two have seen each other.
The first time.
Are you attracted to him?
Well, I like Ed. You know, physically, he's a nice looking guy. I like him, but he just makes me nervous because I feel like he's not
Real? Not real?
Yeah. You know?
Because is this a bit or is
I
it?
know. Yeah, is it a bit
Howard,
or is he really
it's not.
into me?
This
Right.
time it's not a bit.
You want to know something?
Ask him,
I
Howard.
agree with
Ask
her.
him.
I have trouble reading you sometimes, Ed.
Why is he saying it's not a bit this time?
It's
Yeah.
not because I'm trying to.
Get close to that microphone.
I'm trying.
Why does he get the microphone?
You have one.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
Howard,
Yeah.
this time I'm trying to fuck her.
Okay. That's legitimate.
Yeah.
That's an honest guy. You want to
Right,
fuck her
I
and leave her, or do you want to fuck her and have a relationship?
Yeah, we can relationship.
No, you want a relationship with me, or do you just want a quick fuck?
Show me your ass.
You know, you see my ass, all right? Stop playing this.
He's seen your ass naked?
No, not naked.
Right.
He was eyeing me up and down in the
You got a good
terminal.
figure.
You know, yeah, I keep in shape, Howard, and trust me, look at, I'm not the brag enough, and he's been worried about my age. You know, I am up there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm 49 years old,
look
and
terrific.
I think I look pretty damn good for my
Howard,
age. Okay?
She does.
Howard, at the end,
And
have her
there's
ride the
no
Sibian.
plastic surgeries because I can't afford that shit, you know. So I think for my age,
Do you
know,
ever put on like when you do you ever put on like a sexy dress and
No,
heels and
I
all that?
don't
You always wear pants?
No, I'm a jeansy type of girl. You
I
know?
told her to wear a
He wanted me to
miniskirt.
wear a dress, and I'm not getting dressed up in dresses. Okay, I'm running around in fucking New York. What the
Do you
fuck?
have
I'm
a
not,
mini skirt? Do you own a mini skirt? You have nice legs, I bet.
I don't wear dresses, Howard, because
At
I'm
all?
not really into the dresses.
Right. You like to
know,
wear jeans
I
and
just
stuff.
wear jeans and sweats,
Right.
and I tie my hair back, and I'm just more like,
Guys must hit
Where
on you.
did they go on the date? What was this date?
Well, we're supposed to go on. Robin!
Hello.
Why did you block me off the Twitter, man? You know,
I didn't block you
Yes,
off
you
Twitter.
did. You blocked me off the. I'll get on
You're
Twitter.
probably not even on my
No, she
Twitter
blocked
page.
me. She
From
blocked
what,
me.
Twitter?
She blocked
I
me.
didn't block you.
She wouldn't even know how to block you.
She blocked me from Twitter.
She wouldn't even
And
know
another
how.
thing, Howard, I respond to you on Twitter, and you don't even fucking respond back.
I don't even read it. I've never read a comment from you.
Could you follow me?
There are thousands of.
Howard, follow me.
I don't want to read what you write.
I don't want. I don't.
We'll see. Maybe I will. Ed.
What?
I just want to know one thing. I happen to think Debbie's a nice lady. Are you going to go on a date with her?
Yeah.
And
I don't believe you're
Finish
a nice
the date.
guy.
Finish the date today. Finish the date, Howard.
are you going to, are you really, don't fuck her over. I know you might get in her pants and fuck her, and then if you leave her, she's going to be devastated.
How did he get here, by the way?
Oh, Howard, you don't even want to know what he put me through. I have not gotten any sleep tonight. He told me he was going to meet me at 12 o'clock he was going to spend the night, and then he told me I'm waiting up at 12 o'clock for him, all right?
Right.
He made it to Penn Station, but he never made it to my house. He told me he fell asleep.
Right.
So I
fell asleep, and the cop came and hit me with his baton or his blackjack.
And then he's making it feel like if I didn't get to the city, he was going to leave the terminal and he wasn't going to meet me at Penn Station.
I got to be honest with you. The thing I don't get about this is you seem kind of desperate for him. You're hot. You don't need
he's
him.
constantly putting you Howard, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm hot, too.
No, but
I can get any woman I want.
You should really hook me up and find me a guy who
I can
really
get
wants to be
Robin.
with me, okay?
Yeah, but what I'm
Because-
saying is, why are you staying awake waiting for him? He should be burning to get into your
Are
apartment.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
I can get any fucking woman I want.
No, what I'm saying is, she's worth.
Where
She's.
are they, Ed? Where are they?
I get them. I get them all the time.
Yeah, that's why you had to call me back again, right?
Because
Yeah, because do you like me though? Do you want to go out with me
Well,
on
yeah,
the
you
real
look
side?
good.
Or what? Yeah, because we got the looks out of the way you said you like me and stuff, but do you want to go out on a date
Yeah,
again?
I'll go on a date.
Do you? Well, we gonna finish the date today? Are you gonna take me out on a real date?
Where
I
do
know
you
we're
wanna
kinda-
go?
I don't know. I want to go on a date. I want to
go
have
somewhere,
we're kind of tired, but
This is another scam.
No, this
No,
is
it
not a
ain't.
scam.
No, Robin, it
I
ain't.
don't know.
Hey, you better watch yourself.
No, Robin, it ain't a
This is
scam.
not a scam.
I don't really care what it is. I'll listen to her all day.
Did Ed pay for his own
Ed,
bus
we're-
or train ticket?
I heard you on the news. You told Shuli you're going to take her to McDonald's because you don't have a lot of
We
money.
don't have a lot of money,
Right, and that's
Howard.
fine. And you said, hey, I'm fine with
I'm
that.
fine. I like
train ticket.
McDonald's. I
Yeah.
like junk, the hamburger
bought
joints,
my
restaurants.
train
I'm not like
Are you gonna leave here? Because I'm running out of time. I just want to know. Are you gonna leave here and take her out on a date?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
I go anywhere we want to go that's free and cheap. We don't care, We go
Right.
to McDonald's. We could just take a little
But you
walk.
can't act like an asshole. Or
In
something.
McDonald's,
like
you have to have
Well,
manners?
I have mood swings. I have.
You can't act like an asshole.
I can't
At
help
McDonald's, you can't act like an asshole.
not
Well,
gonna-
maybe that's right.
I've never heard a line like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I have very bad mood swings, so I do
Right.
tend to flip out a little bit on a real side. So I
But
am
at McDonald's, you're going to treat him nicely and not yell at him?
I won't yell at you, Ed, but I just want you to be sincere with me.
Right, and
Sincere with
Ed,
me.
drop all the bullshit
Be
and stop with
sincere,
let me
Howard.
see your ass and let me see you.
I'm not
You
Yeah.
got to be a gentleman.
How do
a
you
little.
get a date talking like
Yeah,
that?
right.
Yeah, because if anything happens with me and Ed, I don't want to be
Let's give a hug.
I don't want to be. No, wait. If anything happens with us, like we do kiss or we have whatever.
Have you ever kissed him?
No.
No.
Let's do it.
We had a hug. I hugged him because I was so happy to see him when I caught him in the terminal.
Let's kiss for Howard.
You want to try
he left
kissing
me
him? You want to kiss Ed?
Not on TV. No.
Don't film. Where's the film?
Cut the camera. No.
Where's the
I
film?
can't. It's too embarrassing.
All right, give me a hug then.
No hug.
Give him a hug. Give him a hug. Oh. Oh my God, he almost raped her.
Funny.
Wow, that was romantic.
How do you go from being ass napkin Ed to this guy?
He's smooth. He's smooth. Ed is smooth.
Robin, I get all kinds
But you
of
don't.
pussy.
Boy,
I know, I heard.
you get tons of pussy.
I get all kinds of pussy.
I don't believe that.
I don't either.
I don't. You believe that, Howard?
I think Ed's a nice guy, but I don't think he gets tons of.